What you're about to listen to is part of the Podgods Network. If you go to podgodsnetwork.com, you'll find other great shows there too. If you have a problem with this or any other show, please write it in an email. And go fuck yourself. Have a nice day.
This is the podcast my dad warns me about.
And we are putting our dicks into this week's Circle Jerk of a Conversation. I'm Irv.
I'm Ice.
I'm Six.
Red Hot.
And today we have a special guest. We're going to start the new year all right. We have
Maticulous.
Now, is that the only name you go by?
Manny.
Maticulous? All right. And Maticulous, let's just talk about you right away. What the hell do you do?
Rap.
Rap?
I'm a rapper.
All right.
Yep, based out of central Wisconsin. Just moved back here in October. So
Originally from Wisconsin, too?
Originally from Wisconsin.
All right.
Grew up in Bancroft, graduated from Lincoln and Rapids.
Oh, yeah.
And moved out to California in 2006, and now I'm back.
What year did you graduate?
99.
Okay, so 2 years after me then. Okay. Sweet. I'm surprised I don't know you then.
Yeah,
I know all it
there,
takes friends.
Let's see, I went to Lincoln. I started, I think, the end of 97.
Okay.
Towards the end of 97.
Okay.
My junior year, yeah.
Yeah, that's when I was graduating, so I may not have had the time to even meet you.
Yeah. He knows Tank.
Yeah, Tank.
No, I missed him by 3 years.
Yeah, only.
Only 3 years.
Red Hots should have, what,
11.
11?
11 years.
You missed him by 11 years? You graduated in
No, he didn't graduate in
2000
Lincoln.
what?
8.
Really? Holy fuck, you're that young.
What is that?
He graduated 2008?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking A.
I'm fucking young in here.
You're a baby, man. Did you get out of your diapers yet? Jesus.
Yeah, last week.
Yeah, Ice is graduated, what, 42?
1942,
Right. Yeah.
when the Germans fell.
Well, I mean...
It was still in the 19s, not the. Not. It was 81, dumbass.
Dumbass. So, what got you into rap? How the fuck did you start this?
Man, I don't even remember. It was a long time ago, I guess. But when I was young, I always liked music, and I remember one year for Christmas, my mom and dad got me like this little, I don't know what brand it was, but it was like a little keyboard with a little scratcher on it. And,
yeah.
You basically annoyed the shit out of my family. Every, hey, look at this beat, look at this. Yeah, get away, whatever. But, it just turned into something that I loved, and this is what I do.
So it all started with a toy, huh?
Yeah,
That's
pretty
cool.
much.
Usually always does.
Well, my wife don't like toys. So.
And music was always a way to piss my brother off. You know what I mean? My older brother. Yeah.
He wasn't a big musical fan like you were?
No, he was, but I would throw country at him.
Oh.
Believe it or not, I would throw country
Really?
at him, piss him off, throw some Garth Brooks on or something. Start singing along or something with some friends, and it'd piss them off and start a fight,
Yeah, we like to do that around here too, don't we? Ice? Piss each
All
other
the
off.
time. Me the most, anyway.
Yeah. It's easy to do. We don't throw country on. We just make fun of his words. But
But 2015 is going to be different.
Yeah, is it? Is it? All right.
Say Bartholomew.
I'm not going to tell you that.
Even if it's 20 years down the road, he's not going to be able to say it.
I almost said it wrong, too, when I...
Yeah, well, it's easy to do with a word like that, so...
No, it's going to be different for 2015.
Why
I'll
is that?
guarantee it.
Why?
Because it is.
He's got a good outlook. It's going to be good.
Positive?
Not necessarily.
You get new meds?
I got a fucking beard.
Yeah?
You've always had
No, not as much as I got here.
You like me trying to cover up that double chin?
No, it's just I haven't shaved since Halloween.
Yeah? Speaking of
Damn.
Halloween, that was a lot of fun. I don't know if... Did we cap that or not? I don't know, did we? We haven't talked much lately in the last couple of months. Part of the problem is the holidays and sickness. But
You.
Me.
Yeah,
me,
him.
me.
Cap it, you mean like
Did we
talk
talk
about
about
it?
it? Yeah,
I think
we
we
talked about it.
touched on it.
Yeah.
We touched
Yeah,
tips
we
occasionally
Touched
on it,
tips
yeah.
occasionally.
Well, we talked about it that night.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, whatever. I don't remember. That was so long ago.
Yeah, we had, I don't know, what was it, 40-some minutes worth of it?
Oh, that's right. We did the show afterwards,
Right.
the live show. Fucking, where am I? You can tell I haven't
Time
done
flies,
this for a while.
man. Time
You're in
flies.
Plover, Wisconsin.
Yes,
In your basement.
yes. The Purple Podcast.
With our guest, Maticulous.
Maticulous. Well, let's get back to him, by the way.
You guys are doing fine.
So when you started out, what age was that? You said you started kind of just fucking around with music.
Oh man, I had to have been probably 5 or 6 when that keyboard, when my parents got me that thing. But
That kind of just stemmed the whole situation, and from there you just kind of just kept going.
I think that's what sparked it in me because I was able to change up. It wasn't much. I could change a note and then scratch it, make it sound like a DJ was playing it or something. And to me,
That was the early boombox, or
you know,
the beatbox, or whatever you want
I
to call
remember
it.
having one of those small keyboards too. It had like jazz and country and rock, and you can always change up all the tempos and
with a
everything.
little microphone and
Yeah,
everything.
I didn't have the
voice
scratcher
change.
on the side. I didn't have that, but I had the
I wish I
keyboard.
remembered the brand or
Yeah,
whatever.
that
I'd
would've
like
been
to
cool.
Find it again, and buy one.
That's what Ice is here for. He'll find it for you.
I gotta wait. Here.
Really, the only thing that pops in my it wouldn't be Casio because that's a big
Yeah, that's a
brand
big
name.
Yeah,
It was
not for a
probably-
4 or 5-year-old.
No, I'm just saying.
It wouldn't have been a brand
It
name
was
like
probably
Casio.
like one of them Mattels. Or
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
probably Mattel or shit. What the hell else would it be? Mattel or
It wasn't Barbie or nothing like that, was it?
It wasn't a pink keyboard, was it?
Yeah, it was
I want to say it was orange, blue, and black or something like that. If I can remember right.
Which is, if you think about your age and where you were at, I mean, I think beatboxing and mixing and spin and stuff like that really wasn't big. It was kind of still underground at that
Yeah.
time.
Oh yeah.
It was something new. I mean, not a lot of people
more like
did.
East
Yeah.
Coast.
Well, I mean, Beastie Boys brought it out,
Yeah.
especially the white population,
Yeah.
and then you had who was the original? I mean, other than Blondie, she was
Well,
one of the original.
well,
white
that was
female
kind of
rappers.
like they say that's
Blondie?
the first rap.
Yeah, Blondie
Yeah,
was-
remember?
No, I don't think
no,
she
no.
ever-
That was like marked as the first rap song
Yeah,
ever done.
I don't think she ever did.
Yeah,
anything
it was
like
Rapture.
That.
Remember?
Yeah, Rapture.
She goes eating cars in the bars and all that shit.
Yeah.
It was just like a fucking guy and a robot. he
They
had
called
this,
that
like, red
rap
eyes.
back then.
Yeah. The
Well,
video
that's
was
what
really
they call
cheesy.
it now,
Yeah.
But I mean, there was stuff before that, a lot more underground stuff, and that's how the Beastie Boys started. And you talk like with what's his name? He's a big label guy now.
Russell Simmons.
Russell Simmons
Yeah.
and stuff
Oh,
like that.
Def Jam.
Def Jam.
Yeah.
And, I never paid attention to much of that type of music growing up. For me, it was growing up with these guys, and it was classic rock, Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, Pink Floyd.
Well,
Country.
all my
Oldies.
friends,
Yeah.
all my friends listen to NWA. We listen to Sir Mix a lot. We
yeah.
listen to Beastie Boys,
yeah.
obviously.
Well, I mean, like Tank. I mean, he got big into that stuff. He listened to a lot of that stuff.
Snoop Dogg. I mean,
Yeah.
that stuff was pretty big
Yeah.
in the '90s.
I don't-
But, yeah, late '90s.
Snoop
That was more
Dogg,
high
I don't
school
really
age.
care for Snoop Dogg.
No?
No, never have.
Snoop Lion?
No.
You mean Snoop Lion? No, you only did that for
The
one
new
album.
Snoop.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
not Snoop Lion anymore.
No, he tried it
Snoop
once and
Dogg
it didn't
again.
work out too well. We went back. Yeah, it was more of a reggae album, I think.
Well,
he
that's
did.
what they
was,
deemed him.
yeah.
Well, that's what they deemed him over in Jamaica. They told that some guru over there, some pot guru, told him he was Snoop Lion.
Hey, boy, you call you Snoop Lion, eh?
All right. Hey.
Yeah, but he must have had his hair out and big old fucking afro. Looked like
Could
a
have been,
mane.
yeah.
Yeah, he's got a documentary about it. I
Does
think
he?
It's followed off that Reincarnated or something like that. But yeah, I seen it, and basically it's nothing wrong with it, but just the whole hour and so many minutes of him and Daz smoking weed.
Yeah, pretty much.
You
Nothing
know
wrong with
That's
that.
pretty much it. So
Yeah, I have no problems with that at all.
Just hanging with his homies, huh?
Well, it seems like most of the pop culture music nowadays is based off of that type of style of music. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot of beats, a lot of mixing, a lot of sampling from other
Yeah,
songs.
that's one thing I was
I mean,
gonna
like
bring
Kid
up,
Rock,
too,
he samples a lot of music too, and
yeah.
I like all that type of stuff. I'm not really biased to any of it,
Is that one thing that you probably would stick away from or stay away from doing is sampling?
Well, I've tried it. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
I like the way some samples sound,
Yeah.
but I like the originality. When I sit down and make a beat, I don't want to think of another beat while I'm making this beat because I don't want it to sound like that beat.
Yeah.
But
Want to make it your own?
but the way the music industry is like they want you to, basically conform to a certain style or, for somebody to buy you. A lot of the younger generation, they don't appreciate or even know what the whole culture is about or, some of the people that started it or what they did to bring it into a mainstream type environment,
And it does seem cliche-ish, a lot of the bands that come out, especially in the pop culture on the radio. And to me, it seems like it's directed more to young girls. It always has been, and I heard something about that in another show or something I was watching or reading or whatever, and I was listening to the radio the other day with my kids, and I started thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, this stuff really. And then I started listening to older stuff at work, and I'm like, this is kind of drawn towards girls too. I mean, it just, like I was listening to on Pandora at work. I was listening to '80s hair bands, and just was going through a ton of shit from that, and it was like every ballad, it's like this is right to girls, and then you got Motley Crue talking about licking it and sticking it and doing all that stupid
Wild
shit.
Side,
Wild
girls,
Side,
girls.
Yeah.
Well, if you can capture the girl as a fan,
pretty much got it.
Her man or whatever is going to listen to it because she wants to. You know?
It's like those.
And if you're up on stage looking at a big crowd of people, you want to see a bunch of chicks pulling their tops up or a bunch of dudes dropping their pants. I think I go with the chicks.
Well, I mean, if you're Joan Jetta, you might. Well, I mean, she's a dyke.
But you're a guy. You don't want to see a bunch of kickstands out in the audience.
But you don't get guys that do that shit at female concerts. It's not like somebody walks up to a Celine Dion concert and pulls his pants down.
Unless he's got a piercing he wants to show off.
I mean, the only song I remember that any female ever sang was from No Doubt, that Hey Baby song. That was more about the guys getting the girls backstage, but no one ever bothered her. That's kind of what that song was about. But you never hear any of that type of groupie shit for girls.
No.
Maybe we should go back in time, grab the DeLorean.
We're getting our hot tub.
Yeah, get our hot tub time machine.
Yeah, but I was watching the thing on the news. They were talking about because 2015's here, and if you go back to the Future, now he goes to October 17th, 2015, and they were comparing today to the movie, and there was about 4 or 5 things that were right on, and there was 4 or 5 things that are way off, like floating cars, We don't have those.
Making them.
But now hoverboards now.
They've been around for a while.
No, they've been
They have one developed.
all of it is a lot of that stuff that you saw is fake, except for the one. It starts with an H. I want to say Hero or something like this. They've spent over $100,000 in research. They did a Kickstarter thing and they raised over $500,000 for more research. And the married owners of that company, they say by October 17th, 2015, it'll be ready for sale.
Awesome. Are they going to make like different versions, like the Bulldog and then the little?
No, it's really thick. I mean, it's huge. I mean, it's like this thick, and it only hovers. But they said they're trying to design it where it actually comes up off the ground more, because it only comes off about an inch off the ground. With weight on it. They said on an average of 170 to 210 pounds, it'll stay an inch off. And, but it's actually, it was on, you can go on, I can't think of what it is.
Yeah, they have it on YouTube.
Yeah, they have it on YouTube. It's actually pretty cool. Yeah. The ones that you see, the one with, what's his face? Doc. What was his name in real life? The one that played Doc.
Christopher Lloyd?
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd. The one that they had with that, where they actually had people hung up on strings where they were doing things, that was completely all fabricated. That was a joke. It was a big joke. No, it was just a big joke.
Online on YouTube, I think it looked like it was like you have to have a special floor or something for it, huh?
No, it was just supposed to be nice and clean because of the whatever they were using. It's called a Hondo. Hondo, yes.
Yeah, there you go.
It just hit me just all of a sudden.
Well, get ready for the epic fail videos for the year, because you're going to have a bunch of people. If they get that, they're going to be wiping it bad.
With it.
I'll jump off a building. Maybe it'll stop before it hit the ground.
Of course, but
advertisements, of course.
Yeah. And then sue them because it didn't stop them.
Yeah.
You know those high top tennies that Marty McFly wore, the Nikes? Yeah, they're making them too.
Nike said that they should have it out by later, the 2015, the self one. But see, that was one of the no-nos that didn't work, because we do not have self-lacing tennis shoes. Yeah. Well, but they were talking about flat screen TVs, because that was in the
Here's the handy.
Yeah. Don't ask me how it works.
Hoverboard, huh?
Yeah. It's a married couple that...
not really that far off the ground.
No, like I said, only about an inch or so.
Once you get your weight on there, you're going to be hitting the ground.
It's a way we're introducing this technology to the world in a way that everyone can understand. It's a hoverboard. And by now, hopefully that's caught people's attention. Because what we really want to do with this technology...
Well, maybe it is a special floor they're using for right now.
It's a lot more important.
Probably copper because it's more conductive.
Hoverboard's fun, and it's cool. And yes,
McFly, make like a tree and get out of here.
But our Kickstarter campaign...
You mean leave?
has a different purpose besides just making a production hoverboard. What we're really trying to do is get this new technology in the hands of inventors
That almost looks like kind of like a metal floor, isn't it?
Yeah.
Copper?
It's probably something that conducts electricity really well.
It's got to be copper. But did you hear about the?
You don't even know about. And the way we're doing that.
Did you hear about that?
That's pretty cool, though. Actually,
material? It's not lead. It's a new, very highly conductive material. I can't remember what it's called. I just read an article about it.
I know gold's pretty
And I guess
conductive, but it's
basically
not that, huh?
it's like 1,000,000 times more conductive than copper. And these scientists have just figured it out, and they're starting to try to finally mass produce it and do stuff with it. And it's going to revolutionize like batteries and
Make
like
women
LCD
happy.
screens and stuff.
Oh, I
like
heard
that.
about that too. I don't think I've seen it, but I heard about that. They're saying that with this new metal, it's supposed to batteries like in phones will last for months.
Graphene,
instead of days.
Graphene, not graphite. Yeah.
Blow up twice as much.
Well, they can put
Probably.
those. They can put those in the controllers too, because those things.
Well,
die
but I
out
mean,
pretty fast.
but it's supposed to take the battery life of any device that needs a battery. It's supposed to extend it by
it's
like
called-
10 times.
I was wrong. It's not battery. It's battery, but it's not. It's a relative of the graphite family.
Right.
So
Yeah.
they said that your pencil alone could be a conductor better than copper. It says here it's a pure carbon in the form of a very thin, nearly transparent sheet and one atom thick. Graphene is remarkably strong for its very low weight. So it's also got a strength capability that's better than most things. And what they can do is they can interlock it like chain link metal, and it literally would hold thousands of more weight.
Okay.
Well, can you imagine probably more powerful than that would be than probably polycarbon and.
It says it's 100 times stronger than steel, and it conducts heat and electricity with great efficiency. While scientists had theorized about graphene for decades, it was first produced in the lab in 2003. Because it's virtually two-dimensional, it interacts oddly with light and with other materials. Researchers have identified the bipolar.
I'm surprised they haven't put that on the nose of the shuttle when because I mean they invented it in 2003.
Start creating power sources for homes.
Huh.
You know, give
Why
people
would they
free
do?
power.
Why would they do
That'll
that?
never
Because it's
happen.
Why would they do that? There's no money in
I'll
it.
tell you what, if we can get our hands on it, we should do it.
You know, there's
Just take it from
technology that
defense
the
budget.
United States government has that could
Yeah, but there's
could make our life
True.
3 times easier. The only reason why they don't do it is because they can't make money off of it, enough
that's
of
the
it.
government, but that's the nice thing
And
about
so they
Kickstarter.
hold all that stuff from us,
Yeah, I know.
but yet they'll turn around and tax our fucking asses. They'll take away our Social Security, unemployment, and all this other stuff from us. And but yet the rich will stay richer and the poor stays poorer. But there's over 73% of the senior citizens today. 73% of citizens are in poverty. They don't make enough money to even live on. And my mother's 74, and she's this prime example. I mean, she barely makes $1,600 a month. You can't live on $1,600 a month, especially when you got fucking cable or phones and everything else. You have to fucking live. I mean, Jesus Christ. They had an article, and I bet you I can find it right here.
Well, anyway, as you're looking for that, it says here the global market for graphene is reported to have reached 9 million by 2014, with most of the sales being concentrated in the semiconductor, electronics, battery, energy, and composites industries. So this might be the new plastic.
That'd
if
be
you
good.
think about it.
That would be good.
Well, I think they got to think ahead because our natural resources are going to be dwindling
Oh,
pretty
I was
fast.
wrong.
So they got to start thinking of something to replace.
Yeah.
You need that
Petroleum
petroleum
and-
stuff,
yeah.
petroleum-based stuff to make any
That's
plastic.
been a
and stuff.
conversation for 30, 40 years. How can we get off oil? And it's this. I thought this was really cool when I saw it. It's like it's just a strain of graphite, but it's called graphene, and it's so strong. I mean, the capabilities or the possibilities are endless. I mean,
Well, that's cool.
just imagine the scientists that found that as a young kid at 5 or 6 and started spinning records from it.
All the equipment that they use for like live shows and stuff that we do now. I mean,
Yeah.
that'll replace everything that we have for equipment and everything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, you won't step on it and crack it. Fuck it,
Well, there's that, but I mean, if you look at the battery life of things, I mean, you're able
Oh,
to
yeah.
take solar power and have a battery generator, and that battery generator is going to be able to store that much more power with that type of, like a graphene battery instead of just a regular acid battery, which most people do now. I mean, some people are completely off the grid, and they've got like 75 batteries stored in an area, and that stores all their electricity. 'cause
And
they're
that's why
off the
houses
grid.
burn down because they put all the batteries in their drawers and the connections touch each other and it starts a fire. Did you see that? Did you
I
see
didn't
that
see
over the
that, but
Christmas
I
holiday?
I do that.
A house over.
I've been thinking about that
It was.
lately.
I think it was in. Fuck, I don't remember what it was, but it started on fire. People didn't know what the hell was going on, so when they went in and investigated after they got the fire out, here they actually found 5 9-volt batteries in this drawer, still next to each other, where they were connected together, and they caused the fire. You can actually see it.
Oh, really?
Because they say you could take a 9-volt battery and steel wool.
Yeah.
I mean, the only two things you need. That's the only two things you need when you're out in the woods. You can start a fire anywhere with just steel wool and a 9-volt battery. You don't need anything else, because even almost a dead 9-volt battery will stuff enough spark into it to cause a fire. And people just throw batteries in drawers and don't put them in containers.
You could take a 9-volt battery and take the wrapping from a gum and put it across, and it'll burn that fill. It burns the paper on the inside out.
Yeah. They say if you store batteries, especially like 9 volts, you put them back in their original
case.
Plastic
container,
and then put them in there. Yeah. Or individually wrap each one with cellophane tape, or not cellophane, but plastic saran wrap, and then put them in the drawer so the connections won't touch.
Well, that's only 9-volt though.
Well,
I mean, I don't think double A's.
I wouldn't want to put a couple of 9 volts in my double A's in my pocket either. And if you have coins, because if you connect 2 on one side and then somehow, it could still cause.
Stuff you never think about.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
nice thing about science, right?
That hoverboard idea would be a pretty cool idea if you ever had a bunch of equipment to take to like live shows and stuff like that. It could almost be like a way to transport everything.
There's 1,000 different ways to use it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much
what
weight
the weight
that
limit
will.
is.
Yeah,
and
it depends on what that is.
Because there's got to be a weight limit. There's got to be that force of weight over and under, pushing you up. So. Yeah. You put 1,000 pounds on that board, it might just go down.
But no, one of the things I was talking about was that it was actually 6.4 million senior citizens.
Okay.
That are living in poverty today, but yet they still want to take Medicare. They want to take Social Security, all the way. They want to decrease it. They get a little as little nothing. But see now, the point is that the government don't know how to calculate our Social Security at all. To benefit us, what it's meant to be.
No. Instead, they're benefiting themselves.
The thing of it is that our employee, government don't realize we put Social Security in, plus our employers put Social Security in for us.
Yeah.
Okay, it's only a couple percent, but it says Social Security. It says remember, not only did you and I contribute to Social Security, but your employer did too. It totals 15% of your total income before taxes. On an average, only a $30K over a working life. So if you average $30,000 a month, or $30,000 a year for your life,
15% of that goes away.
You should have close to $220,500 by the time you retire at the age of 62 years old. And it says. And did you see the government pay any one single penny to your Social Security? No. But yet, why do they use it? Why do they spend our money? But then they turn around and tell us there's not enough Social Security there. That's why I have to wait until I'm 72 years old to get my Social Security. I shouldn't have to.
Very true.
And it says here we are talking about the money you and your employer put into the government's bank to ensure you and I that we would have a retirement check from the money we put in. Now, that's 15% we put in plus our employers put in. That's a lot of money we put in for our retirement, in Social Security. And the government's the one that put this up.
Yeah, they created it, yeah.
It says now they are calling the money that we put in entitlement. That's what they call it now. It's an entitlement check. It's not really called Social Security check. It's called an entitlement check. Because you should be entitled to it. No, it should be your check. Yeah. It shouldn't be called an entitled check. If you calculate the future's investment value of $4,500 per year, that's yours and yours employer's contribution. At a simple 5% interest, that's less than what the government pays on money that you borrow from the government. Okay? After 49 years of working, you would have, get this, you would have $892,919.98 if you only took out 3% per year that you received. That's $26,786.60 per year, and it would last better than 30 years.
Yeah, but most people can't live on $27,000.
No, okay, but that's what it's saying here.
Yeah,
okay,
I know.
But until you're
That's
90,
3% of
but
your
says
15.
basically says that you could live on that money until you're at least 95, or if you retire at 65.
Yeah, well, that's the idea. Is you're supposed to be living off the profit of the money you invest.
That with no interest paid on the final amount on the deposit. If you brought the annuity and it paid 4% per year, you would have a lifetime income of $2,976 a month.
Well, see, when you look at
Now,
retirement,
can you live on almost $3,000 a month? I could.
Yep, I'll make myself live off of that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'd make myself live off of the
I mean,
1,600.
you could,
Yeah.
but I mean, for what you're entitled to, that would be approximately what you would be getting is $2,900, about $3,000 a year that you would be getting
which
back.
is similar to your investment in 401k as well.
Right, right.
'Cause
But
your lump sum
and that would
pulling
be
out so much.
tax-free money
Yeah.
because it's already been taxed.
Yeah, it's pre-tax.
But then, if you have a deceased spouse who dies in their 50s, their SS money will never have 1 cent drawn from it that they paid into Social Security all their lives over the past
where does
30
that money
years.
go?
That's what I was just going to ask, is how many people died before
Okay,
they reached that?
but then it says here, it says the folks in Washington have pulled off the bigger Ponzi scheme than Bernie Madoff ever did in his life.
That's right. Very true. And
So
he's-
our
he's
government's
in prison.
making more money off of us
Yeah.
than Bernie Madoff ever did in the time that he did. What, 9 years or 10 years that he did?
It was like $9 billion that guy stole. From
But see
famous
now
people.
the and then like this guy says, entitlement my foot. I pay cash for my Social Security insurance. Just because they borrow the money for other government spending doesn't make my benefit some kind of charity or handout.
Yeah.
It says, remember, Congress benefits, free health care, outrageous retirement package, 67 paid holidays, 3 weeks paid vacation, entitled pay sick days. Now, that's welfare? And they have the nerve to call my Social Security entitlement or retirement payment entitlement?
Yeah, but what are we going to do as a society to be able to create or stop this from happening anymore? It's not going to happen. What's going to happen is the government's going to say, "Oh, sorry, you don't get your
Well,
money."
because it's been documented. But see, the thing of it is, it's been documented the way Social Security was supposed to be done in the first place.
True.
And they don't do it.
Yeah, I
they
know.
think because they're government and we pay it. Because as stupid Americans, we agreed to government. They're always right. So we're going to take our Social Security. We're going to give it to them. And let them use it, save it, for when we retire. That was the wrong thing we ever did in our lives.
I wasn't a part
To
of it.
me, what I think, but see, well, I wasn't part of it either.
No.
But what I think what we should do as our people, everybody in the United States should do, is say, fuck your Social Security. I will take that 14% out of my check. I will put it in my own savings account. That way, if I do die before I pull it out,
Fuck that.
then it goes to my
Don't
wife,
put it-
my siblings,
don't put it in
or
your
whatever
savings
else.
account.
Well,
Yeah, put it
but
in
you
the
know what?
mattress.
Put it in a mattress.
But you know what I mean. Put
I
it
know,
in my
yeah,
own.
I get it,
But put it in my
it.
own
Yeah.
interest.
Keep it as cash
Safe
in your
deposit
own
box.
safe.
Well, no.
Because otherwise you're going to be paying taxes on it if you got a lump sum in a
they'll
bank.
Yeah,
get
but,
you again.
but
they'll get you
hey,
again.
but who gives a shit? You
I
ain't
do.
getting it right now anyway, are you?
Yeah, true.
How many years have you been
No, I'm
working?
not. I'm
You're
not.
never
but,
going to
but
get
your mom
Social
is
Security.
getting my money right now, which is fine by me. I don't
No,
mind
she's
paying.
not. No, she's not.
Well, whatever she's getting isn't hers.
What's my father's?
Well, I understand. What I'm saying though is the money.
So it
that's,
wasn't her.
The money that's in there for her to take is not from her or dad or your dad. It's from us because we're the ones putting the money in there right now.
They
Okay,
already spent
I
all
understand
that.
They've
that.
already
I
spent
understand
all
that. I
that stuff.
understand that. But
Yeah.
how? What about the millions of people when they retire at the age of 62 or 65? They only live a month. They only had a month to collect on their unemployment.
And that's
they don't collect it. Where the fuck does it
That's
go?
what the government was hoping for.
Yeah.
Goes
because
back in
that's
and buying
free
a new
money.
Push
jet.
it up higher,
See, and that's
higher,
why. But
age.
see, that's why
But
the
that
government.
money should end up in that reclaim
But I understand
online,
that.
where
But-
you can go in and you would find out if you have money that's in your name or a relative that could be passed down to you.
Right.
That money should be inherited into the family.
They won't do that.
They won't do it, but that money should go right back to the family.
Yeah,
so
but-
let's say grandma dies and there's $300,000 still left in her Social Security account. That money should then either be dispersed to the kids, the siblings of the family,
Okay, but-
or
Should be.
that money gets rolled over into their accounts evenly, and then you get it when your Social Security comes up.
Yeah, so there's always
Okay,
money
but what
there.
about
Yeah,
these
yeah.
people that never worked a fucking day in their life?
Well, they get the handout.
So are we jumping from a different topic now?
But I'm just
Are we
saying.
going to welfare?
Well, no,
You're
but I'm
talking
not saying
about
that. I'm
Kim
not saying that.
Kardashian,
No,
right?
I'm talking
She's
about
never
these
worked a
people.
day in
But
her
I'm
life.
talking about these people that has never put a hard day. I mean, never worked for a paycheck.
guess. Pays
ever
up
in their
pretty
life.
good.
Like half
they
the-
retired.
like half the married
but they
women back
retired.
then?
They get Social Security. Why should they get money that they've never put in at all?
Why should a spouse get it from a man that was in the military and worked every day of his life?
Because that's the benefit of a military man. I mean,
or
you know, if
marriage,
they fired,
well,
yeah, if they got killed or died natural causes,
just another reason gays should be able to marry.
That money that they earn should go to their family, no matter what.
Yeah, that's what we're saying,
right?
Yeah. But that money's you're never gonna see the light of day. You'll never see the light
money.
of day.
Period.
And they're like, when you might be able to see Social Security, but I highly doubt Tyler.
The next 10 years is going to be, you got to be 75 before you collect now.
Yeah.
Well, I have to be 72.
Yeah, and all the
I'm 50. I'm going to be 52 at the end of the month.
You got 20 years to go.
And
think you're going to make it?
Fuck no.
All right.
I'm retiring at 62. Fuck them.
But they're telling you you're going to live longer. Yeah. That's what they're telling you.
I think
there's nothing there.
I think the one thing I don't know about the Social Security is it by law that you have to put in?
Yes, it is.
Why? I mean, that's a question I have.
That is a federal law. You have because the federal government or our government, our Congress, our Senates, they're the ones that passed this long time ago, is saying that you have to do this. You know, you don't do it, you break a federal law, you go to federal prison, you'll spend 15, 20, 30 years in there for.
Some guys will be playing with your federal ass.
Exactly.
You know?
This will be tossing your salad in prison.
So you got any songs about Social Security?
No, not yet. I need to.
I just try to get
That's
back.
what I was talking about before with the whole hip hop thing.
Yeah.
You know, the actual hip hop. You know, why I consider myself a rapper rather than a hip hop artist. You know, I've tried it. You know, and to me, I'm a big critic on my own work. You know, and if I don't like it like that, I don't like it. You know, I've made a couple songs that were semi-related to government and stuff like that, but to me it's not worthy of me putting out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I will work on it.
So what's your interpretation of the difference between hip-hop and rap?
Rap, to me, like hip-hop, like I was saying before, like the hip-hop, it's a culture, it's a lifestyle, you know, it's more than music, you know, obviously, but in my idea of hip-hop artist would be somebody who's lyrical, you know, who can paint a valid picture in your mind.
Almost poetic.
Yeah, poetic. You
like
know, more of a poetic, you know, talking poet. You
Yeah.
know, it would be my idea of a hip hop artist. You know, somebody who uses their words real slick and, you know, not like I said, not necessarily big words, but you know, something you got to reach in a dictionary of sorts or something to figure out what it means. You know, or oh man, you don't hear that word too often.
Yeah.
And me, I'm not a big word user or you know something like that. So that's where I put myself into hip hop, and I divide it in hip hop and rap. You know, and I consider myself rap.
Okay.
You know, more than anything.
Yeah.
You know, I'll do stuff for you know what people want to hear in the clubs, like pop that ass or something.
Yeah.
You know, something like that.
I like that one. Pop
That's
my
a good
ass,
one.
pop
That's a
that
good
ass.
one. Yeah.
You know where that
I like
song
that
came
one.
from? My friend at work, his name's Lucky. He actually came up to me, and he's not a rap artist or doesn't even like rap. Doesn't even like it one bit. Hates it pretty much, probably, you know. And little Italian dude. He came up to me one day. He was like, "Hey man, I heard your rap and I heard your songs and I like it, and I don't listen to rap, but I got an idea. You think you could do something with this?" And he said, "Well, I was just sitting there one day at work and you seen it," and I was like, "Oh man, I'd pop that ass," you know, and it just came to him like that. So he came to me and asked me if it was something I could do, and the next day I brought him a beat that I had went home and worked on and gave him like a rough idea of what it would sound like. And he was like, "I love it," you know. What is it gonna take?
like
you know,
that.
what is it gonna take to do this? And at that time, my homie JP, the one I do music with, he was flying out to California to come out to my crib, and I started the song.
No, that's not the one I was looking
It's nothing like this. Like this song is a revamp of my idea. You
Okay.
know,
So the one that you
of the
recorded
idea,
that's on the CD
is a total
completely different than what you originally did.
because it was probably about 2 or 3 weeks of listening to the beat and the song, how I just just basically did a demo version for this guy Lucky, and said, you know, every time I change it up, bring it to him and be like, "Hey, you like it?" And he loved it no matter what. But yeah, that one.
Give me this one.
He's trying to talk here.
But no, it's all right. But so then
He don't want to be touching.
he was just basically. I told him one day, I was like, you know what, I'm not happy with that beat.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not happy with it. I gotta make something better. You know, something more for the club or more for, you know, what we're going for, strip clubs or whatever. And I was just listening to some beats that I made, and there was this one beat that I knew there was something for it, but it didn't click. And then one day I was just sitting there, I was like, wait a minute. this beat will work for that song if I tweak out the voice or do something different with the tempo of the way I was spitting it. And I put it on that, and JP had flown out, and we did the song, and I gave it to this guy, Lucky, and he was like, let's print it up, let's do this, what's it going to take, let's do a video. You know, it's still in the works, because I moved away now, so it's still in the works, but, you know, there will be a video for it and stuff, and, you know, he, from a non-rap fan to full support on that song. He wants to push it, you know, so.
Well, that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Now, when you talk about beats and you know, changing tempo and doing stuff like that, how do you guys come up with the beats to the songs that you do? I mean,
know, honestly, man, this is my whole strategy. It's not a planned thing, because I'll wake up one morning and be like, I'll hear something in my head. Something will be flowing in my head.
It just happens, don't
it?
it?
Yeah, and then I'll turn
happens.
the keyboard on and I'll start messing around, and sometimes it don't come out the way I wanted it, and most of the time if I don't really just think about it, if I stop thinking about it, that's when it'll happen. You know what I mean? The more I think about it, the more harder I am.
So did you like take music classes and lessons in school, play piano, guitar, stuff like that?
The typical school band or whatever. I started off on a trumpet, and then, well, of course, the little recorder.
Oh, I know when you started.
Who doesn't play one of those, right?
And then thinking back on it, I wish I would have been on the keyboard or the drums or something like guitar even, you know what I mean? I did the trumpet. The instructor liked the trumpet sound, and he was like, you know what? We don't have nobody that wants to play this and whatever. So he put me on a French horn.
Oh, really?
You see me playing a French horn, right?
Yeah, that'd be kind of neat.
You know, but no, it was pretty cool. You know, in the band, it worked. You know, and from there he was like, you know what? We want tuba. You know, so that was where I was in school was brass. You know, that's where I was at.
They worked always at brass stuff.
Now, did you do
either brass or the strings? That's it. I mean, nothing else. I mean, let's don't get into the keyboard.
Yeah, and it was always the slough offs that did the drums.
It's
they were the ones that because they had really easy beats to do.
We had one of the biggest ass pieces of equipment
instruments.
besides the cello to lug around, huh?
Oh yeah.
Well, at least I had the violin. Lester had
it's like carrying a goddamn Prius around.
Lester had the cello. I had the violin. At least I could
my
have
boys,
a small case thing
through the school my kids are going to, it's a mandatory violin lessons, and then they do the recorder. But my youngest tomorrow starts. He's 9. He's gonna be starting piano lessons. And he's so pumped about it. But he wants to play drums.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, 1 year piano lessons. Then you can try.
You know what?
But you know, if you know how to play piano, though, you can play pretty much any instrument,
that's
really.
That's
you
my
know,
philosophy.
it's a very versatile
Yeah,
instrument.
because I have the setup I have 2 keyboards, but one's like a 61 key and one's a 25 key for portability.
Yeah.
It's got every sound in it.
Yep.
You know, any sound I want, or I could tweak a sound to make it sound like something else.
Right.
That's one thing I've never taught myself. Everything else, you know, from video production, from making a beat or whatever, I've taught myself, and I haven't taught myself how to play a keyboard. You know what I mean? It's just it's all from what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
That sounds good. That sounds good.
And then just trial and error.
Yep, exactly.
Well, see, we fuck
I mean,
around.
sometimes that's better, though. Doing things like that, trial and error, you know, see what works, what don't work, you know, and
it's the best way to learn to do
it's the
anything.
best way to do anything.
You know,
You know,
I hate when people show
comfortable
me.
you are doing it unless you're doing it your way.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I mean, because there's people that, you know, told me that because I do so much with computers and stuff like this, they said, well, you should become an IT guy. Yeah, but half the time, you know, they do shit that I can't even do.
Yeah.
I mean,
They get into that.
Oh, that's a
I mean,
nice compliment,
when you go to
though.
school-
I mean,
when
they
you go to
know
school,
the first
they're-
person that pops
go back
in
to
everybody's
school.
mouth is you.
You could be as old as you want to be to sit at home and on a
Not
computer.
that way
I'm
either.
talking about some of the stuff that some of the stuff you have to go through at school to get the
Like
Yeah.
your
the
networking
paper.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, networking ain't that hard. I mean, I've done it. I mean, I put a network at my
I don't know what I
house.
said wasn't
you
right.
know, but if you don't have that piece of paper,
Yeah.
they don't
Saying
want
that
to
you're-
do anything.
Yeah.
Well, then yesterday I was called Six Up, and I told him, I says, do you have that old computer that you had that you thought you still had pictures or whatever files that you needed off of it? And he goes, why? I says, because I just found out. I just did some research yesterday. I can get a device. Actually, it's a like a multiple tool, which I can hook up every hard drive, whether it's a laptop hard drive, a 3.5 hard drive, a 2.5 hard drive, whether it's a SATA drive, whether it's an IDEA drive. I can hook it up and download any file that's on there and recover it.
The recovery
Cost me
device.
less than $25.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, there you go.
All I got to do is, and it's just a USB hookup to the computer, and I can hook up any
now,
drive.
Now what you do is you put a little sign in your yard at the corner of your road and say,
yeah, right.
Al's Recovery.
Yeah,
or ice Recovery.
Right.
Ice's Recovery.
Ice's Recovery. Yeah. Ice's Hard Drive. Yeah.
So now I have to pay taxes on that
come,
too, right?
I come in the morning.
Government fucks me there too. No.
No, you could do it as cash. People bring your computers, you download the shit for them. It costs
yeah, right. I'm going to advertise that. I'm going to stop paying taxes. Yeah. Next thing you know, I have IRS on my fucking door. That's right.
Come on.
We've been following you for 3 years.
Yeah. Starting in 2015, and it's like 2018 now.
Yeah.
You're screwed, buddy.
We're going to take your Social Security to pay for the back taxes.
You're going to federal pen. You'll go where what's his face went.
Oh, it's one of those things
for tax evasion.
Yeah, it's one of those things that gets me when it comes to hip hop or rap or the beats that people come up with. I don't know how to play musical instruments, but I fuck around with Audacity. We take karaoke songs, remix the sounds, and try to make something for ourselves. And we kind of get just as excited as you did with Pop That Ass. It's like we come up with something, and it's like, oh, this will work. This will do this, and we'll do this, and then bam, 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 and the next thing you know, we've got 40-some lampoons, and it's like, where the fuck did these come from?
Have you heard any of the lampoons?
We'll play some of those. We'll play some of them after the show. But
well, no, I mean they're cool. I mean because there's
they're
something
all
we've
awesome.
done.
Well, we have also all our intro songs for all our different categories that we have, like Six's Near on Napalm Ice's Top 10, My Irv's Mind Jacks, and we've taken songs that we like.
And we incorporate it, and we
just incorporate our own lyrics to it, so it just it's fun, you know.
Hey, I mean, there's some music that we do have on some of our intros that are kind of not all mainstream stuff that a lot of people know about either.
Yeah, you hear the sounds, and it's like, what song is that from? You know.
Yeah. And you know what? Personally, man, I try and stay away from the mainstream. You know. The way it is now, it's kind of a dumbed down mainstream, and you know. It's
one thing that bothers me about a lot of the mainstream music right now, and I know with rap and hip hop, sometimes there's a lot of repeating when you have a hook, you know, like Pop That Ass.
Yeah.
But there's some songs out there now that are like, you know, alternative music or indie music, and all they do is repeat the same lyric 5 times.
Yeah.
And it's like, I want a little more of a story to it, just something, add a little bit more to it, and then put the hook in there.
Yeah.
Because the hook is good, but all you hear is the hook.
Yeah,
and then you hear the hook.
If you get a catchy hook, catchy beat, you're sold.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter what you talk about, because there's a lot of songs out there right now where, okay, I like the beat. I love the beat. I love the hook. It makes sense. But then when you hear the words, it's like, what? You're not even fucking talking about what the song's about.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, like I mentioned earlier before we started recording, was I like that song you did, All Tatted Up.
Yeah, that's the one I was.
I got tattoos, and I love getting tats. But it's really nice because you pull in the sound of the machine in the beginning, and then you kind of explain what you're talking about, and then you hit the hook, and then what you're talking about, you hit the hook, and I like that kind of music. I just don't like hook after hook after hook after hook after hook. It's just like,
I think the only song that I actually do like for a newer song without lyrics would be that Lil Jon Turn Down for What.
Oh yeah,
I like the beat and his voice. You know what I mean? But I wish that they would do a remix to it and put somebody on it.
Something to it.
Make sense to the song.
Well, and every UFC fighter likes that song too.
Yeah, you know. I mean, I don't like the whole turn up, but you know, the song. Yeah, okay. You know, it just proves that you don't need lyrics in it these days to sell. True. You know, because that song did very well. You know what I mean? Everybody plays it. You know, pretty much. You know, and
so who was going back to kind of like a younger age? Who was more of your influence to kind of keep going with what you did, or was it just something you kept doing?
I just kept doing it. You know, I listened to a lot of different artists. You know, growing up, but the main ones that I listened to for anything rap, hip hop, R&B, or anything in that genre, you know, was whatever. I forgot the name of the company. What's Columbia House or
Columbia House?
Yeah, me and my brother used to get over on them, and you know get this many CDs.
Oh yeah. Columbia House, yeah.
Make up a fucking name.
Yeah, so we'd make a list and get all these CDs, and then they would send us one every 2 weeks or month or whatever they would do, and we would never send them back, and we were under 18, so when they came, you owe us. We're not 18, fuck you, you're not getting shit, I learned enough about my credit. I don't need it.
We need to do that with Social Security.
Yeah, don't you wish you could?
Find a way to get it and say, I'm not of age. Fuck you.
Yeah, but stuff like that. Easy,
I'm not 72 and a half. Fuck you.
I'm at that age. I'm senile. I don't remember what I just did.
I walk around with my fucking dick hanging out in the grocery store. Fuck you.
Right in the produce.
My parents were big into playing music, not just. My dad had a jukebox, growing up, in the basement. He had a pool table, bar set up or whatever. And, we always grew up listening to music, no matter what. We were listening to music. And a lot of that was oldies or, bar music, stuff like that. And when I started hearing more of the hip-hop and rap, it just sparked more into me like, I like that, And I didn't start rapping early, like 12 years old, 13 years old or whatever. I appreciated the music. Believe it or not, I used to always think in my head of, like, I'm going to sing with Garth Brooks, you know what I mean? Or stuff like that. I'm going to do stuff like that. And that wasn't me anyways, but it was just an idea. And then when the first time, I don't remember the first time I heard rap, but I know I was young, I know that, but it was something different to me. And it was like, whoa.
What is this?
And me and my brother always messed around and we would sit, basically we had, the old boom box or something. And we would take 2 boom boxes and we figured out if you record this one into this one, we could record our voice onto it through the internal mic.
Yeah.
And that's how we did it. And we would just mess around freestyling, drinking a little Mad Dog 2020 or something, special
White lightning, bitch.
White lightning. Yeah, doing stuff like that, getting a little buzz and smoking or whatever and doing this. And my brother, it was something that he did as fun or whatever, and he did something here and there, not serious, and then me, I took it to, this is what I want to do. I want to rap, I want to do this and make music, and I'd love to work with Garth Brooks even as a rapper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got a remix for us right now.
Oh, there you go.
I smoke weed in all kinds of places, out of bongs and bloods. You know what I mean? Like have him singing that.
Friends in low places. Yeah, that's a good song.
The friends in high places.
There you go. High friends in places.
Yeah. Stuff like that. I remember. Do you guys remember? What's that? Well, there used to be a mall in Plover by Lake Packwell.
Direct Mall?
Direct Mall?
Direct Outlet Mall, yeah.
They used to have like a play zone in there.
Yeah.
This is a long time ago. I don't know how long it lasted or whatever, but I remember they used to have karaoke there. Okay. And I got up there. I'd have to look at the dates when who are they? Are they 69 Boys? Who are them guys out of Atlanta? They did
was that the dog one? Who let the dogs out?
Is that them?
I'm not
sure. They
had
a hit back in the day. I forgot the name of it.
69 Boys. I know what you're talking about. I've heard of those guys. Tootsie Roll.
Tootsie Roll, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I remember
that was always in the dance club.
I remember dancing at that too. Skate City used to.
You still hear that song every once in a while.
We got How We Roll, Woof Woof, Wait Is Over.
I want to say it was them, but it might not have been them.
Let Me Ride. Let me ride that donkey. Let me ride that donkey. Now you're bringing back memories, man.
I got a mind fart right now.
Yeah.
But I got up there.
That happens when you get in front of these mics.
I got up there and performed it, and the crowd here. The crowd here.
Yeah.
Imagine back in the early 90s, what the crowd was. Old people.
Yeah.
I was probably the only non-white person in that whole place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially as a kid, and
keep playing.
Give me that junkie butt and them big old legs. I ain't too hard to beg. Ain't no shame in this game. I'm gonna break it down and bag like
If I could remember the name of this song, I performed it there. And
can you hear him talk? All right.
It was different for them, and I don't think I got the feeling when I was up there doing the karaoke that they don't want me doing this, you know what I mean? But I still did it, and they still applauded. I don't know, it could have been because I was a kid.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt his feelings, or whatever. But I did that, and it built up the want to do it more, I want to make my own, I want to make my own song now, or whatever. I never had the capabilities, back then, of course, but we figured out ways. I remember, let's see, back in '98. I'd say 98, more towards where I started getting more, this is really what I want to do, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I remember JP.
Who's JP? You mentioned him a
JP's
couple
my
times.
best friend.
Okay.
He's basically who I consider who I started rapping with. You know, it was my brother who I was rapping with, messing around. But when I met JP, it was one of them, hold up, you share the same interests as me. I want to do this. You want to do this. Let's do this. You know, what's going to stop us? We just got to put a tape together or whatever, you know. And other people, back then it was like, before Eminem blew up, you know, you got this tape out there, good, you know, the good versus evil or whatever, you know, stuff like that got us like, we could do this, you know, we could do this, but how, you know? And we were doing the boombox. Me and my brother were doing the boombox recording from the tape. Switch over to side and record into one. You fuck up. Oh well, keep going, you know. Yeah. But JP came along and basically he had one of them, you know, the 5-disc CD changer or whatever, the big, you know, Sony or whatever it was. You could plug a mic into it, you know, and that. And one day he just figured out how to dub it to where we could do voiceovers, you know, by switching the tape we recorded on initial run into the side B and then record to the side A from that one and then voicing over. Once we did that, that's where we started like, now we need to write a song. Like now we're going to take this serious, you know, and that's pretty much where that came from. You know?
It's so exciting to think, you know, because we, like I said, we kind of do the same thing when it comes to the shit that we fuck around with when it comes to music. And we're not musically talented. I'm not anyway. He is.
You are. I'm not. I wouldn't even put me on a pedestal for that.
I mean, for me, it would have to be like a low baritone, like opera type, you know, shit. Otherwise, I fucking sound like my balls are in my mouth.
Yeah.
Which they usually are.
Hey, but the opera type stuff is that's like a big strange music, Tech Nine. They're into that sound, you know, and it works for them. So, you know, I don't see why you
could be anybody do that.
Like that. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I'll stick to my drawing. I'll draw.
There you go.
But there's that exciting feeling though when you start creating, you put something together, and next thing you know, you've got a final product, and you know. Like we have a couple. I smile every time I hear them. It's like fucking this is awesome. You know, it's just
and it brings back all the memories.
Too, that too. Yeah, it's so much fun.
It was like one of our intro songs that we did for his sports segment. I had an idea for music. We brought that up, and it's like, well, we should have like people like saying like sports announcing behind it. That was kind of a good idea at the first time. But
we were gonna do like different sounds, like somebody getting hit, and then like somebody yelling out like a call,
like that.
just weird sounds from.
Well, we found like snippets from Bob Euchre doing Brewer baseball, and it just fit together with the music, and it was like meant to be there. And it's like, holy Christ, we just got an instant boner.
Yeah, we were like, holy fuck, that's awesome.
It all just fell into place.
That's why that's my ringtone on my phone.
So it's similar to how you felt when you finally got something working out with one of your songs. It's pretty cool.
So, how long have you and JP been working together? I mean,
me and JP have been working together since '97 is when I met him.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Shit, that's a long time.
It's a good camaraderie there.
Of course, you have your arguments and stuff like that, but it's all good.
You work it out.
Yeah.
We argue, don't we, Ice?
All the time.
I mean, who doesn't have a good friend that you don't have a little disagreement with occasionally?
You have to.
Yeah, you got to keep
it's
it real
healthy.
with them. If you don't have that friend to tell you how it really is, then you know.
If you keep kissing their ass,
then
there's not really a friendship.
It's not
keep kissing their ass, you're gonna get a pink eye.
Yeah.
But JP would have been here, but he had to work this morning, so.
Yeah. Oh, your music? I'm sorry. I just didn't want it overbearing on him.
No, I could have turned it down.
I know. Yeah,
but I chose not to.
You gotta remember, we can hear what he's saying. Not everybody that's watching right now can. If your music is loud.
But turn it down.
Now you said the whole hip hop and rap thing. I know the whole 8 Mile thing. Where they had the whole movie with them doing the rap battles together. Would that be anything that you'd even consider doing?
I've done it. Not to that scale.
Yeah.
You know, like. That was a big thing for us that would, to me, I feel it tightened up our skills a little bit because not everybody can freestyle. You know what I mean? And nowadays, there's not too many freestyles. Whether they call it a freestyle or not, it's written. You know what I mean? And me and Jay, whether we're going out to a party, like house parties or something back in the day, 16, 17 years old, we're going to a house party. Oh, you know what? Let's just start. We're bored. Let's start a little freestyle session. Yeah. And we would start rapping about people at the party. And next thing you know, them people are coming up to us. Hey, that's pretty good. Hey, and then it just carry on. Next thing you know, there's a group there, and then the older we got, going to the bar now. You know what I mean? And start freestyling or whatever. And sometimes people would come up and try to cut us off, and then it would turn into a battle.
Yeah.
Where it'd be like, oh, we're about to battle, nothing serious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
it's better than pulling guns out.
Yeah.
Tank's watching, and he said that it
What up,
was
Tank?
"Come On Ride That Train."
Come
was
on,
the
ride
song
that
that
train.
you suggested from 69
Yeah,
Boys.
that was it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tank knows it.
So, yeah,
No. You know what? Whoop! There it is.
Whoop! There it is. Yeah.
That's
all right.
Okay, that wasn't 69
Boys?
That
No.
was
We'll figure it out.
It was two brothers. They were twins.
Oh, I know the song,
It's a
but
dog.
I
Tag team.
Tag team. Okay,
That's it.
got her.
Yeah, that was the karaoke one at the mall there in that toy zone.
Yeah, see, he even said "Whoop!" There it is.
Yeah.
There was some static first. Okay, yeah. Come on, ride that train, or "Whoop!" There it is.
Yeah, whoop, there it is.
So you got to listen to the listeners.
Well,
That sounds kind of weird.
I
Listen
didn't
to
have
the
Facebook
listeners.
open, so. But yeah, well, it's awesome that individuals can find something like that and go with it. So, like for me, I just recently got back into my art and drawing and doing stuff like that.
What do you like specialize in? Pencil
Anything
or
and
just whatever
everything.
you can draw
Whatever.
with art.
Anything you can think of, I'll try it.
Yeah.
I was trying to explain to somebody the other day that asked me that same question. I says, I'm ADD when it comes to art. And it's not that I can't concentrate on what I'm doing. It's that I see so much going on that inspires
it
me.
all.
I want to try it.
Yeah.
Because like you said, it's you sit down and you're screwing around with the keyboard and you're like, okay, that works, this works, that don't work, this works. There's only one way to find out.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sit there and just draw with pencil all day long.
Yeah.
I see somebody doing watercolors, I'm going to go fuck around with watercolor or go to oil or go to chalk or do whatever. Either I want to draw a portrait or I want to draw an animal or I want to just draw a fucking big old dildo with a straw coming out of it, which I've done. I just...
Was that next on your list?
No, I got a ton of penis drawings. I just never put them up online. But I get ADD with it because I want to try this, that, and everything else. I don't want to fall into that one category.
Yeah.
I can't stand.
Yeah.
I find it inspirational to see people that have a specific theme and that's all they do. But I can't stand doing that.
Yeah.
Don't
you don't
ask
want to
me
be
to
in
do
a
that.
box. You want to be all over.
Yeah, I'm gonna paint on walls. I'm gonna paint on trees. I'm gonna paint cars. I'm gonna paint your eyeball. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I studied to do tattooing for a little while. I haven't not yet tattooed anyone, but I could if I had all the equipment. I could do it. Might be a little shaky, but I could do it.
I got it all. You can use it.
All right.
I was
A lot
tattooed for a while.
shaky. He'd be a lot shaky.
Well, yeah, I've been getting shakier in my old age. I don't know what the fuck that is, but
Yeah.
You know, I
gotta
think
smoke more weed.
I used to be
Going
big into
senile.
drawing too when I was younger in high school and even before that, but I kind of fell out of it.
Yeah.
I think I kind of lost a knack for it.
Yeah.
He's surpassed me like tenfold.
Yeah.
Well, it just came back to me that it's not like riding a bike. I'm telling you that right now. You lose it, and it took me a full year to get back to where I was. I was just comfortable. You see the owl that I drew?
Like the techniques and stuff.
Yeah, just getting it all back.
Yeah.
Trying to do this and that and fucking
solid.
around. Yeah, I used to draw realistic, and then I went away from it.
Well, talking about that though, I saw a video of a 3-year-old boy.
No, yeah, well, these
Oh
are
no,
That's-
this isn't going to start out good.
No,
Oh.
honest to God.
You do realize the government will
his
take your
dad,
computer for
his
that.
His dad asked him to draw this image. And he don't draw it with pencils or paper. He uses fingers and paint. And he just goes like this. He's 3 years old. Next thing you know, it's great shit.
Yeah.
Is he autistic?
No, he just has that
Young.
artistic.
He's
He's
young.
He's young and he's got an artistic ability, and his dad's
And that's amazing.
exploiting it.
I
I mean,
mean,
he's really making him do it.
That's the key. His dad's exploiting it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, not really. I'm not saying exploiting
not in
it
a
to
bad
make money,
way.
Yeah.
but he's trying to
Push
help
him
him
into more, yeah.
develop it better and better. Let him do what he wants. Don't who gives a shit what everybody else says.
Yeah.
Do what you want to do.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and then
Especially
he
as an
does it.
artist, that's what
and he
it
just
is.
sits there. And it was just really weird because he'll put 2-3 fingers in, and he'll go like this, and he'll put 4 or 5 fingers in.
Yeah.
He does like the
Yeah.
next thing you know, it's a fucking picture. And I
remember
didn't
that-
I
even
think
know.
I seen one that was like Hulk or something he drew or
Yeah.
he painted.
Yeah, it was
Or
the
Ninja
Hulk.
Turtle maybe.
But
Ninja
you know,
Turtle.
you know
that
the
was the Ninja
Yeah,
Turtles. It
Ninja
was the Ninja
Turtles, yeah.
Turtles.
you know the funny thing though is you got people that can do really awesome pictures, that
But they're
look
lazy,
realistic.
huh? Yeah.
They look really good.
Yeah.
But you got that one thing out there. Remember, it was a big blue canvas, it was a white line down the center, and it was like sold for millions of dollars.
Yeah, abstract.
What the
and
fuck is that?
It's how you perceive it and all this and that.
that I don't think that's art. I think that's just fucking stupid. Anybody that pays all
I
that
don't
money
know.
for that.
No,
don't know.
he looks like a baby, like literally still diaper. You know.
okay. Yeah, I read this one about this Russian kid. He's been
Is that
drawing.
the one that-
He's 11.
Is that the one that
I think you
they,
posted it up on Facebook.
Is he the one that supposedly drew the picture of the real Jesus?
He might.
I don't know if you guys seen that. Heaven is Real, I think, is the movie.
Oh no,
I've seen pieces of that movie. Yeah.
They have a little clip in there where some kid.
Yeah, this is that
painted a picture.
That 11-year-old I was telling about when he was a kid, and he's been drawing since he's like 3. But obviously, you can see in the background his parents are artists as well. So if you're involved in that environment, that environment's gonna, you know, you're gonna fall into that.
Either you're gonna love it, or you're gonna hate it.
Yeah,
you know, one
exactly.
of the two.
Here it is. Here it is.
Yeah, that one.
I think it's the same kid.
It might be.
No, it's
no.
different
This
kid.
is a newer video.
No, I saw this.
This one right here.
Yeah. But your video sucks.
You got a slow-mo?
No, he's doing still frames. They're showing.
Oh, they have an actual video.
They actually
where he's
video. He
doing
does
the
it.
whole thing.
Yeah. Well, that's really cool that other, you know, they're prodigies. They call them prodigies. There's some kids like that, though, that they fall out of it.
Yeah.
Once they get to a certain age, it just goes away.
Yeah, or they get pushed too hard.
And the reason I said is the autistic.
Push too hard and they just don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, and there's levels of children that have autism that can do certain things. You know, some are good
More
at
and more
math or
these
reading
days,
or
too.
language or art or music or whatever it could be. You know,
They always have one part of that like artistic part, music, art, or
Something-
whatever
something
that
they
they're
can do
really
that-
good at.
Yeah, really good at. Yeah. Well, back to JP. Where's JP? I mean, is he in town? Is he? I mean,
he
you've
lives
been
in
around.
Rapids, but-
You've been around.
Yeah.
Obviously, you said you moved back to town, but where the hell have you gone with this? What have you done with your career?
With the career, man, like I was saying before, when I moved out to California back in 2006, I started getting plugged with a lot of people out there that were doing stuff. You know, not necessarily on a big level, but they've been doing it for, you know, out in that area for 10 years already, you know, and they were established, and, you know, anywhere you went, they knew who they were, you know. Or, you know, when I started building a buzz out there, it didn't take long, and that's why I miss MySpace. I don't know if you guys remember MySpace like that, but back in, you know, 06, 07 or whatever, it was big for a musician. Like, that's what the main thing was for it. It was so easy to go on there and search 5-mile radius in your area and be like, hey, I'm here. Hey, I'm here. You know, hit them up with a personal message or whatever. And I built my page up to like 25,000 fans. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know login information anymore. You know what I mean? I don't touch it.
I wonder
no
if you
more,
can even get on. You know?
Yeah.
That doesn't exist at all anymore, does it?
I think it does.
I know Justin Timberlake bought it a couple years ago for like 30 million or something like that. But
it's still big for music. And
Is it? See, that's probably where I'm messing up then, you know? Back then, I was doing I got the buzz up enough to where I was doing at least one to 3 shows a month, at least minimum. You know what I mean? And then there was times where every week I'd have a show, every weekend, and then I was throwing my own events. You know what I mean? It built up.
Well, how does that work with shows? I mean, you say you're out in California. First, whereabouts in California were you?
Southern California in the high desert.
Okay.
Where I first moved out, there was Barstow.
Okay.
You know, meth capital of the world.
Barstow, California.
Capital of the world.
For real. It's bad out
it's better than me in the death capital.
Yeah.
I guess it's right on next
It's
step.
basically it's off the Interstate 15, which is the main travel strip, or the only highway to go from LA to Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
And I was pretty much exactly in between,
Right in the middle.
2 hours from each direction, you know, to get to each direction.
Okay.
And
so how did you get your shows going? I mean, how did that start? Just talk to people. Next thing you know, bam, you're in a club and you're doing
when I
your thing?
moved there, you know, I uploaded some songs. I was working on an album already, you know, a mess around album here, you know, just basically messing around, coming up with just. I had probably 4 or 5 songs done, and before I moved there, you know, and moved out there, and kept on finishing the album. Finally, I finished it, and that was the MySpace Me one. And with that MySpace Me song alone got me a lot of publicity or a lot of new followers or whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's a lot of work, you know, but I didn't have a job then. You know, I was doing what I did. I was going to school on the VA, you know, on the GI Bill. You know, that was my living money. And then whatever I sold the CDs for or whatever, you know. And I was doing pretty good, you know, back then. You know, I was selling CDs. And
Yeah, the 90s were a good time.
No, this was 2006.
Was it? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
2006, 2007. I think
Well, even then, that was
I first
alright.
pressed up the MySpace one in early 2007.
Yeah, I got to remember, some places never had a hit like we did here.
Yeah.
They still make money in certain places. Here they don't.
You know what though? But out
Very
there,
true.
the reason my brother was living out there, and he told me he's a tattoo artist, and he was like, I'm tatting a lot of people, I know a lot of people, and I know a lot of rappers, and they're doing stuff, and it's not hard for them to do it out here, because it's more acceptable, it's more open, the industry back then, it wasn't flooded, with garbage, and there was garbage, but when I got out there, automatically I was putting it into the Chicano rap game type category, stereotype. I would go out, try to sell a CD. People, man, I don't like that rap. I don't like Chicano shit. And I'm like, I'm not a Chicano rapper. I don't have the accent. I don't, I'm from Wisconsin.
Scotty, motherfucker.
What's that?
Yeah, pretty
I'm
much.
from
Where's that up north? That's a lot of them don't know.
Is that in Canada?
No, you thought it was like Northern Cali or something. It's different out there.
Wow.
But it's open. It's wide open. There's so much to do out there, with the music, and I was always going to lowrider shows. That's where it started, was me going to lowrider shows and just giving out burnt CDs, just giving them out so that they knew who I was.
Check it out. Listen to this.
That, or find any kind of hip hop venue, rap venue that was going on, go there and give away CDs, whatever. Started building the buzz up like that. MySpace was a big contribution, like I said, just being able to sit at my computer and search, let me go 20-mile radius, who's around here, and just add people and hit them up, hey man, I do music around here, if you know any musicians. And then some people, that's spam, but some people actually, hey, I like it, I like what you got, I know this producer, I know this, rapper or whatever, and I started, networking with different rappers and producers out there, and it flowed right. It was kind of easy,
Did you feel it necessary to try not to be so independent and try to get into a bigger label?
I did. I was for a while. I was pushing for it, and around the MySpace Me time, that single, I was top 3 Latin. Of course, I got to get put in the Latin because it was Jose Cuervo through a contest nationwide called Cuervo Tone, and this was 2007. You had to submit online to them. I submitted the MySpace Me song, and they called me back.
I don't mean to interrupt, but that's a song title right there. MySpace Me Time. What do you?
MySpace Me.
MySpace Me Time.
Yeah, just MySpace Me, But yeah.
Anyway, sorry. No, Jose Cuervo.
Yeah. So they had a contest, and Pitbull, Nina Sky, Chingo Bling. He's a big independent, Mexican rapper, or based out of Texas. Pitbull is.
Everybody knows Pitbull.
It was driven by them. That's who was doing this contest, and they were going Miami, LA, New York, all these places looking for a new talent to sign. They were looking for somebody to blow them up, and that's what they wanted to do. And about a week after I submitted, I got a call saying, "Hey, we want to have you come in for an audition at the Paul Gibson Theater, or wherever." It was like a place in downtown LA. And okay, I'll be there, So I went there at a certain time, and it took longer than what was expected because they had other acts, a lot of people that were doing it. And right when I got on there, it was basically the people for that were just, they were there to film, they were there to interview, and that was it. That was all they were doing, They weren't part of the contest as far as picking, whatever.
Kind of like was it like a Latino American Idol?
Kinda, I guess. Yeah, I guess you could look at it like
Before
that. Jose Cuervo version. So I did the MySpace Me song. They wanted just a beat and only one person. Like, you couldn't be a group, and that's what they had told me. When I got there was groups, and I was like, I could have had a hype man to help me breathe. It's hard to do a straight song straight through. When every beat is a couple words. But I did the song for them. Two people interviewed me before I did the performance, and they were asking me personal questions, music-related questions and all this and that. And when I went up to perform, all of a sudden, just all these people came out of nowhere. I don't know where they were, but they were part of the staff. And they just came out, and they were like a fucking fan base right there. They were sitting there, and they were singing along to the song. And I was like, how the fuck do these guys know the song, Yeah. And
that's cool.
But I guess it got tossed around their company or whatever as, we really like this. That's what one of the ladies had told me. So I was like, oh, okay. And she was like, I'm sure you'll be hearing back from us. You know, we got to go through this process, but I'm sure you'll be hearing back. And you gave me that feeling like, okay, this is cool then. Well, they ended up calling me up saying, hey, can you show up on this date to it was where they shot Playboy at.
Mm-hmm.
It was Playboy West, I believe, was the name of the building or whatever. It was a big warehouse type deal, and they packed it full of people. And Pitbull didn't show up to this one, but it was Nina Sky, Nina Sky, Chingo Bling, this guy called Malverde, I don't speak Spanish. I don't you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to pronounce certain words, but Omar Cruz, I don't know if you know who Mr. Cartoon is. He's a big tattoo artist, but Omar Cruz is an artist that he tried pushing. I've heard of him. Yeah. Okay, he got big, you know, and all these people are there, and I was basically top 3 Latin artists out of the whole state of California. Oh wow! And after that performance, then I didn't hear nothing else ever back from it. You know, so that was one of the highlights. Big rise ups and then disappointment. You know, like what happened? You know, but at the same time, I was talking to this guy. His name was R.C. Lavelle. He was A&R for Bad Boy, Puff Daddy, Bad Boy. He was living in L.A., and he was talking to some guy that I had met up with, and this guy ran like it wasn't independent, but it was local cable L.A. channel, but it was like a hip-hop based type of channel, you know, and they would do segments every now and then or whatever and be on TV. He had reached out one time saying, hey, I love that MySpace Me song. I want to do a remix to it, you know. I got video equipment, all this. I want to shoot a video for you. I'll trade you a verse for your remix, and I'll do a video for you. Okay. Yeah. We went to Lake Havasu. Yeah. I'm talking, we went with some people that were doing something. You know, they VIP'd the whole club. Oh, wow. They had rolls of wristbands, and it was 5 of us, 5 guys. That's it. Two. I want to say the club was Coco's or something like that, but it's one of the biggest ones there in Lake Havasu area, and it was during spring break.
Oh, jeez.
It was VIP.
Would have been perfect for
just
Pop
5
Ass.
It would have been. It would have been back then. You know what I mean? It would have been. It would have been. It was fun. You know, we did a shot there 2 times. We did Vegas. We went there twice to shoot footage for the video for MySpace Me. In Barstow, we had 2 streets locked down basically in the projects where 2 car clubs. One of the homies that's a big car club guy, he brought over a little bit more than 2 car clubs or lowriders and all this, and we paraded these 2 streets to where the cops kicked us out basically. They were like, no, you know what I mean? There's no traffic can get through here. No, we had it locked down, you know. It would have been a sick video, but I got screwed out of that one. You know what I mean?
Man.
We were making the video. It was ready to go to the editing phase. We went to Havasu the last time, not on spring break or nothing. We went to go get some fill-ins, and the guy that I worked this deal out with, he was a rapper and also in the TV show. He basically had a falling out that day when we got there with the camera guy. And the camera guy took all his shit, left us. You know what I mean? Like, we rode with him. They picked me up on the way from L.A. to Havasu. They just picked me up, and we went. And this dude left us. You know what I mean? Like, just gone. And the only story I heard about after that was they fell out, and the dude basically told my homie that, well, if you want the footage, it belongs to this cable company, and they said lawyer up if you want it, if you want us to release the footage.
Of course.
So fuck me out of that. But at the same time I was going through this video shoot, I was talking to this R.C. Lavelle from Bad Boy, and he's like, I want to put you at the table. I want to get you to the table. They need video. They need visual on this song. They know you're doing buzz. I already explained the buzz you got going around just this song and your whole, your whole persona right now. You got a buzz going. We want to sit down at the table. I'm gonna call MySpace and try and get a meeting with them. This was all around this time. Talks was all around Christmas time, like now, like this time, and basically for like 2 or 3 weeks, I got to run around from this A&R guy, R.C. Lavelle, about we're gonna do it. They want to see a video. Okay, you already talked to him. You already talked to MySpace. Bad Boys down with it. We're gonna sit down and talk something. We're gonna work a deal out, and you got to get a video. well, fuck, man, this shit's happening with this video. I don't know what's going on. Da 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 da. He's like, no, nothing that you guys do. We need $20,000-$30,000 budget for a video. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you think I'm doing, but I ain't doing that. You know what I mean? I ain't doing that. I might pull in $500 to $800 a month on shows, and maybe another $400 or $500 on CD sales right now at this point. Yeah. I'm not doing no 20. I'm not gonna go borrow 20 grand to do a video. Yeah. Fuck that. We can do a video. I'll go buy a camera and we'll do a video. Yeah. And he's like, no, that's not gonna work like that. So
we want production style.
The bullshit started coming, and he hit me up one time. He was like, after the holidays, we got to sit down with MySpace. We got it. January, we're sitting down with them. So I'm fucking stoked. I'm like, damn, MySpace, they just started their MySpace records, and they signed that Miguel guy or whatever back then. I think that was his name, Miguel. He's bigger now, with somebody else, but I don't know. So I think in January, a couple weeks went by, and I didn't hear nothing from no text backs, no callbacks, nothing from this A&R. And I just finally called him up, and I was like, "Hey man, what's the deal? I got to do something somewhere. You know what I mean? I'm tired of sitting around. You telling me all this and that. Let's just sit down with Bad Boy then. Fuck MySpace then. Let's sit down with Bad Boy. Oh, they want a video, and they're not gonna sit down with you unless there's a video. And I'm like, man, either you fucking bullshitting me, or you're just trying to get some money out of me. You know what I mean? Like thinking I'm gonna give you 20 grand to set this video up. You know what I mean? Like no,
they're gonna leave you like that camera guy.
Yeah, pretty much. So
it sounds, like just even back then they tried to stereotype specifics, like you had to be at this level before we'll do anything. And
Well, with a bigger label, of course they're not gonna want to develop an art. Nowadays, they're not going to take an artist and develop them into a big act, unless they see, okay, here's a 13-year-old kid that's going to be with us. We can run him for
unless you're Will
10
Smith's
years.
Kid.
Yeah, something like that, you know what I mean? But there's so many people getting raped in deals now. They're getting the 360 deals where they don't own their publishing. They don't.
Fuck that.
Their only money, and even that's getting cut, is from shows. You go on the road for 10 months out of the year. You're not going to have much of a career when it starts fatiguing you when, hey, I got a family, or I got, I want to write a new record, unless you got a nice tour bus with a studio in it. Or nowadays, you could take a studio with you.
That's
you
the best part about technology. Back then, it was probably a little harder. But now you're able to, like you said, you could be in your basement with an iMac. And create your own album, produce it, rip it, and do all your own shit.
Basically all digital now.
All the plugins, you can clean it all up, and all that stuff, But no,
that's the reason one of the reasons why I brought independent up, because it seems like if you're not in the mainstream pop music on the radio, there's this underground independent movement of music. I would think that's kind of where you fall, right?
I'm independent. And right now, being 34 years old, it's kind of like the ship's already sailed for a major label deal, or unless I was really. If I was making millions right now on my own, I of course wouldn't need them. Maybe just distribution or something like that, but they're not going to sign me. You know what I mean? They're not. It's a lost cause for me. But independent, I control everything. I see what I get from iTunes. I see what iTunes. Fuck, they get you too. They take a big old cut out of that. But I can control everything. On my own. I don't have to.
Rely on some shyster to do it.
Or somebody taking my money or whatever the case might be. And say. There's a lot of deadlines, with your major acts. You got a deadline. That's why you get a lot of shitty product. They say, hey, you have to have this album done by first quarter this date. Submit it to the label so that we can review it, approve it, and then go from there.
Fuck that, man.
and then you're lucky when you hit the shelf. They could keep it.
Nowadays, I think CDs though have kind of fallen off the face of the earth when it comes to that type of stuff.
Physical CDs, unless you're doing shows and actually have a booth or something where you're selling them, or actually out in the street, But I go out all the time and I'll take CDs with me and be like, hey, most of the time I'm just giving them away. I don't even want to bother somebody.
Thank you, by the way, for the ones you gave us today.
No problem. Because in all honesty, I've already made my money on. I could probably print up another 10,000 CDs and still already made that money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'd rather have somebody take it and listen to it. That's okay. They listen to it. Whether they hit me up afterwards or not, it's up to them. But you know,
Give them the opportunity to do it.
It's getting it out there.
Yeah,
well, the word of mouth
again,
is the best way to get
That's the best way
around.
to do it.
And when you look at social media, that's all it really is
Yeah.
word of mouth. So
Yeah.
you get on Facebook and you create your page and you start talking. Next thing you know, you got 100 likes, 200 likes, 1,000, 5,000.
It's hard to get these likes, man.
It is
hard.
It is so hard.
You know, we've been doing this this will be our 4th year we're doing this.
Coming up in April.
And I'll tell you, getting likes was hard. I mean, we still only have, 178
I don't
something
even
like
know.
something
I
like
don't-
this.
I don't
We've
pay
been doing it
attention.
for
It don't
almost 4
matter.
years.
No,
But,
it
you
doesn't.
know,
It doesn't.
But we know people out there listen. And
182.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
okay, the last time I looked, it was like 178
Yeah,
or
and then
something
the-
like this. So, I mean, and that was probably a year ago since the last time I looked at how many likes we had.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
That's
you know,
how much I don't really care
We're
about
doing
the
what we
likes.
like to
No.
do.
But
Well,
you
that's
can't.
the
That's all that
But you don't want to
matters.
rate yourself off of the likes you have.
No,
on
because
Facebook, because Facebook is
look what
very
happened
minimal
with
social.
Instagram a couple weeks ago. They stripped all them fake likes or
Yeah.
followers from
Yep.
people. You
Now
know,
I keep getting
They
them.
deleted all the fake pages.
yeah, fake pages
It
and
doesn't
then
matter.
the bots and all that.
I'm still getting them.
Yeah.
I have with my art.
I mean,
have
back
an
in the
Instagram
back in the
and-
day, back probably 90s or early 2000s, you could fake it till you make it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
But
yeah.
nowadays, it's not okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what
I
you
don't
have
know.
to say. Really, in any industry,
Yeah.
You can
anything
fake
you
it
do,
to make it.
you always fake it till you make it,
Yeah.
and nobody knows the difference.
Yeah.
I mean, because I was always told that from the get go.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you even have if you have enough knowledge to get by, there's times where you're going to have to fake a little bit of it
Oh yeah.
to The biggest thing is the selling yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
really not faking it. It's selling yourself that
Yeah.
you know what you're talking about or you know what you're doing and to get the job done.
When you have,
That's it.
But when you have a trade of some sort like that, you know, what I mean,
A service or something
podcasting's
like
a
that,
little
yeah.
different, you know.
Well, not necessarily, because I mean, even in art, faking till you make it. I mean, the common
can't
saying.
fake
You can't
art.
fake being an artist.
No, but I'm just saying is that there's certain things that you probably don't do, but
You can sell yourself on.
you could sell yourself on it. That's what I mean. Fake
Somebody
it till
come
you
up
make
with,
it.
"Oh, can you draw me?" "Oh, yeah, I can draw you."
Yeah.
It might
Here's a
take me-
stick figure.
Yeah.
It might take me 8 years to do
Yeah.
it, but I'll still do it.
Big
Yeah.
Right. I mean, because in anything that
If
I've
you ain't
done,
going to pay me for it, I'm not going to make the extra time to get it done.
But I mean,
You know, I'm going to
everything-
do it when I want to do
Because
it.
I know I'm
On
not
your
going to
time,
sit there
yeah.
and say, "Hey, I'm a great guitar player," and they say, "Okay, we'll play a few chords for me." It's like, well, how the fuck am I going to fake that?
well,
Yeah.
then you're stupid to tell them that.
I mean, you can't be faking anything, really.
Well, no, it's an expression.
Yeah,
It's
I
an
know.
expression. No, it's
You
not.
go from being a faker to a fucker when you do that type of shit.
but I
But
mean,
with like social media, say like the Instagram followers or something like that, somebody actually probably took them more serious, seeing
Yeah.
that they had 100,000 followers. You know, whether they took
Well,
the
some
time to look
company.
at their likes and
Yeah.
say, you only get a random 8 likes. You got 100,000 followers and you only got 8 likes.
Yeah.
How is that? You know, but not everybody pays attention like that.
No.
You know,
Right.
they just, oh, he's got 100,000 likes. He's doing something. You know,
Yeah,
whether
yeah.
Whether they sell
Yeah, but-
pit bulls or
but how
whatever.
can
You know,
That's one thing that bothers me about that type of stuff, though, is people rating you by your likes or how
Yeah.
many visits you have or how many
it's a
people listen
persona.
to
They
the
just
show.
they want to see you doing something.
Yeah,
and
to
they
me,
won't
it's an
support you.
accumulative of
well,
everything
it's
we're
kind
doing.
of an active. It's kind of how active that site is for
Yeah.
you. You know what I mean, or that page. Okay, if it's a very active site,
can understand
they
that
always
for
say, well, if you
sponsoring.
go to my
Yeah.
site, like it. Okay, that just shows how much activity you have.
Yeah.
Does it make any sense? No. Does it? Does some people care? Yeah.
Some
But
people
I
do,
mean,
yeah.
some people
Well,
care
a
about that
business-
little
Yeah.
thumbs
Yeah.
up.
I don't. I get
You know,
excited.
I mean, some people get a fucking orgasm with that little thumbs up for some
It
reason.
depends on where you put your thumb.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That's pretty much what they've based their whole
But it
business
is.
around
Yeah.
is how many likes
Likes
do I
can I
have
know?
nowadays? You know, not
I mean, don't
with
get
the
me
social
wrong.
media.
When I'm looking at my Instagram account and I post a picture of something I drew, and then next thing you know, I can't even read my phone because it's going like.
Yeah.
Right,
But the
right.
thing I do that's different, that I don't think a lot of people do, is if you like something that I've done, I'll go back to your page and look at it. If you've got 8 pictures on there and no followers,
Yeah.
or you're not following anyone and you got 1,000 followers, I'm not going to touch anything on your account. I'm not going to look at it because I know it's a bot.
Yeah.
But if you're an artist or
some
someone
people-
else,
some
I'll go
people
through
don't.
and I'll scroll through your photos and I'll take the time to like something
Uh-huh.
that you've done in the past
Yeah,
to say,
yeah,
hey,
yeah.
I'm paying attention
Yeah.
to you. I'm
Yeah.
noticing you.
Yeah.
I you know.
Yeah.
And then if I really like it, I'll follow it. And then
Yeah.
I'm constantly liking it,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like an unspoken ethic to a point when it comes to like Instagram like that.
Yeah.
Facebook is completely different.
Yeah.
So is Twitter.
Yeah.
Twitter is nothing about it's all advertisement. I mean, really.
140 fucking
characters
letters or
of
whatever.
advertising.
Yeah, but you know, on Twitter you can't fucking rant either.
No.
You can only put in 146 characters. That's it.
You can rant, but you'll end up jobless like a lot of people that say the wrong fucking
But
shit.
you know what I'm
in
saying?
140
But you know what I'm
characters.
saying? I mean, because you know, like on Facebook, somebody can sit there and read. I mean, they can make a whole fucking paragraph or 2 paragraphs. Fuck, they can write a half a fucking book on it.
Yeah, but see,
But now on Twitter, it's only so many characters.
But all
like
Facebook-
57 characters. That's it. That's just a sentence.
Yeah.
You can't even get what you want to say in one sentence.
No.
They have the
Because-
links for making a short link.
Yeah,
for
but
a
I'm
long
not a
one,
link
but-
kind of guy.
yeah, well, you
know?
do that if you link your Facebook page. You can type on your Facebook, it'll post
Yeah,
to
no,
your
This-
Twitter.
all this social media and stuff is driven around the short attention span that people have nowadays.
Yes,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Well, you know, because when Sony and Microsoft got hacked by the Lizard Squad,
Are we going to talk about that?
you know, they kept saying on Twitter all the time on Ask PlayStation is that, oh, well, we'll be back up online. Sorry for the inconvenience. They've been saying that for 3 fucking days. And I was on there and I was listening to all these people ranting and raving about, oh, we want free games, we want this, we want that, because you were down, you don't know how to secure your servers, all this other stuff. And it's like, all I want to know is what the fuck is going on? When is it going to get resolved so I can go back and play?
And
a
is
good
it-
idea or something.
And is it not going to happen again?
And the thing of it is I
Are
go
you guys
on,
taking the steps to
so the
prevent
thing of it
this
is I
shit?
go on Twitter and I'm sitting here like, you know, all I give a fuck about is, you know, what really went on. When is it going to resolve? But I couldn't even put that in because I couldn't write it all. So it's like, it wasn't worthless even to say anything, you know.
Piss yourself off more than anything.
Well, and the sad thing, though, is when you look at like PlayStation Network and them getting hacked, they provide a service to a point. You know, you went
pay
out
for that
but everybody expects more, you know, like, not, I can't say
well, for
everybody,
you PS4 users, yeah, you're paying for your internet.
Yeah.
So
now,
you know, yeah,
but
now.
Xbox has been
Really?
doing it from day one.
Really, is
True.
there anything out there, digital or anything social media, that's not 100% safe? I mean, there's always going to be a way
There's
they're going to
absolutely
find.
nothing.
There's
Absolutely.
always going to
I
be a
don't
way
think there
somebody's
ever
going
will
to
be.
find ways into shit.
Well, it's because it's all math and numbers and code. I mean,
It's all
obviously
binary
there's- yeah,
system. It's
there's-
all binary.
There's always gonna
It
be a
just
way.
happens. It was just a shit stroke of luck that happened to them, and they got to pay
No.
the price
No, it
for
was
it.
on purpose.
No, it was on
It's-
purpose.
No, I'm just saying what happened to them. I know it was planned. These people planned it, but I mean, they try everything, every step possible to try to keep everything safe.
Yeah.
And
There's always
sometimes
somebody
somebody
never
sneaks
can.
through
Yeah,
there.
that group comes
Well,
out with a new way.
if you actually look at the Twitter feed on Ask PlayStation, a lot of Sony gamers, they think it was just bullshit.
A stunt.
That it was a stunt, or it was
Emotional
because they
too.
didn't have good servers and they went down and they're trying to blame other people. You know, probably about 60% of the people I read, it's all about, oh, you guys don't know how to do your fucking job. You know, you can get a 5-year-old in there and knows what the fuck to do, how to turn on a computer, can do a better job than what you guys pay all this millions of dollars for these hackers and these people, and they can't, and they still get in.
Wait,
but that's
I
not
hope
the
you're
point.
not saying that.
No, this is
Okay,
what
I
I've
was
been
gonna
hearing.
say,
This is what I've been seeing.
I'd
on
like
there.
you to take a fucking tour at the Sony place and find out what they're really doing.
But
you know?
no, this is what I've been reading on
Yeah, I
Ask
know, I know, I
PlayStation.
know. That's
But
just
then-
some little teeny punk that don't
no,
know
I mean,
shit.
no, I'm not honest to God. They're everybody. I mean, there's a lot of things, and but the worst part of it is that if they actually go on news media, or if they like Yahoo News or Fox News, to find out exactly what's going on, because they've been posting on there. I mean, Sony's been posting on either basically Yahoo News, what the develop of the Zombie Squad or whatever the fuck they're called, Lizard Squad. The thing of it is
Lizard
that
lickers.
99% of the squad were under the age of 18 years old.
See, there it
there's
is.
nothing you
Fuck
can do.
I'm not 18.
What are you gonna do to me?
But the thing of it is that they didn't give a fuck about these people that were under 18. They wanted the guy that orchestrated this. The guy that orchestrated is 27,
Yeah, the
28
head of the
years
snake.
old.
The head of the snake.
They caught him.
Yeah, I know.
They got him. They have him in federal custody right now because what he did is an act of terrorism. No matter whether it's on the United States soil or whether he did it to
on a
somebody else,
corporation.
it's still a terrorist act, and he's going to be punished. But the worst part of it is that every child under the age of 18 that was involved in this DDoS, their parents may be prosecuted by the federal law because it's an act of terrorism, and if they were part of it, they could be put in federal pen.
both parents, mother and father.
Well, see,
then the child will
Yeah,
then go into
that's-
foster care, and it's going to fuck up the system even worse.
Well, the
because of
system's
this.
already fucked when it comes to that.
I know, but I
here's
mean,
here's the thing. There's a difference between what they did with Sony than somebody putting a nude picture up online on someone's website. You know, like, let's say we're going to hack the Sony PlayStation website, and you're going to get nothing but porn. There's a difference between that. I wouldn't call that terrorism. But hacking into an account and stealing people's information, that would be an act of terrorism.
They didn't hack into the account to take off. What they did is that the DDoS hacking system was what, if let's say when you go online to play a game on a server, the server allows you to go on, but then it also allows somebody else to go on behind you, okay? It can handle, hundreds of thousands of people logging in at one time. Yeah. Well, what the DOS hack is that it was like trying to put 10 million people on that same server exactly at the same fucking time, and they kept bombarding it minute after minute after minute.
Overloaded
so basically, the servers couldn't handle bringing all these people in, and it blew it up. Basically, shut it down.
Well,
and
what's
that's
wrong
what he
with
did.
that? What's wrong with that?
Well, it's a terrorist act. It's a basic terrorist act.
You're hurting a big corporation's money.
Well, fuck
that. You know how much PlayStation and Microsoft lost Microsoft lost a day and a half's worth of revenue.
What's their net worth?
Didn't he get like $1 million
a
minute or something?
Yeah, what's their
net
worth?
A second or
Bill
something?
Gates is fine.
30,000 a second or some shit.
I'm going to play the devil's advocate like I always do, but I have no pity for a corporation like that when it comes to that. If you're making millions of dollars a year, you deserve something. You can afford it, so go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
That's to me.
Not gonna kill you.
That is not a terrorist act.
Yes,
Now, when whoever hacked PlayStation a couple years ago and took people's credit card information and took their personal information, that to me is a terrorist act because that's a way you could really fuck the system.
Oh yeah.
You're only fucking a company out of money because what? Because some guy couldn't log on?
No, because
you already paid for your internet access, so they already made their fucking money. So how did they lose money? Oh, because they lost the possibility of sale? Go fuck yourself. You're always up. You're always selling.
It was Christmas. People got PlayStations. They couldn't play it.
Well, you know what?
Piss people off.
Maybe big corporations need to learn that the small guy is in charge and not the corporation.
It should be a humbling.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Humbling
Back the fuck off. Quit charging $800 a system or $400 a system. Bring it back down to $200 or $100 where people can afford it.
Because people are going to buy it.
Yeah, they're going to buy it no matter what. And that's why they hike the fucking price up. And it's so sickening to think that a corporation or a business can be what would you be considered its own entity and have different tax purposes or reasons for the government, all because they're a corporation or C corp, S corp, or a major corporation
or LLC.
Well, LLC is a little different because that's a personal business.
Not necessarily.
I have my own. I'm not making money doing anything, but I'm still a business.
Right.
But there's a
I'm not making billions of dollars off
something.
of some people that need my product. If I were making millions of dollars, my net worth wouldn't be millions of dollars because half that money or more, 3/4 of it, would be given away to charity. We'd be doing something different.
Yeah.
Like a Bill Gates. I mean, even him, he has a lot of money in his pocket. But I would be down to my bare minimum. Can I live off $3,000 a year? Perfect. Put all the rest of that back into the company and start making people's lives better.
A year,
How
or
can
you
we
mean a
do
month?
that? A month.
Okay, I was going to say,
what I
holy
meant.
fuck,
That's what I said,
you're doing
fuckers.
good.
Yeah. But
He's got so much money, he don't know what to do with it.
Exactly. He can wipe his ass with it every fucking day, blow his nose, and eat it, and nobody's going to give a shit, right? It's a typical this fucking thing you see in the
toss
fucking
a salad.
strip clubs. Yeah, tossing salad. Yeah, I'd like tossing salad, but not that kind of salad. But I don't see that as a terrorist act. I really don't. If they fuck their system up to the point where nobody could do anything, I think that's a good sign. I think what they did was stupid based off the movie, The Interview. Okay, that's stupid.
Made a whole lot of money off of this.
Where they were saying they're going to blow up certain venues that were playing it.
Yeah.
Yes,
and please don't be near these because if you don't want to die.
That brings it
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
If you had a bunch of kids grouped together by one older man, they said, hey, we're going to hack Sony. What we want to do is bombard their system so nobody can play for a weekend. And we're going to say, fuck you, we did it. That's not terrorism. But if you took it on the act of another country saying, hey, we're going to support North Korea, and if you put this movie out, we're going to do this. That's an act of
They're
terrorism.
basically saying we have no sense of humor, so we don't like you guys.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we're easily butthurt.
So now you're taking the side of the...
By a funny-ass movie, too. You guys watch it?
What? I haven't seen it yet.
No.
I haven't been like everybody else. I didn't go out and do it right away. I'll find my means to my way. I don't give a fucking shit.
I thought it was all
No,
it's out.
I guess they released it.
Sony released it for free online. Everybody was torrenting it, and then some places put it up in the theater.
No, the thing about this
YouTube
whole
was streaming it too, but you had to pay for it.
Pay for it, yeah.
You know, the funny thing about this whole interview movie with Kim Jong Un, or is it Il? Is it Il or Un?
Kim Jong Un.
Okay, so is it? It's
Kim Jong Un.
it's the kid, right? That they're basically
It's
making the son of the one that died.
Nobody really talks about the sister, but he's got a sister too.
Well, you know, when Team America came out, the whole South Park thing with the marionettes, they made fun of Kim Jong Il. Do you think he had a fucking problem with it?
I think his dad then.
Yeah, I think his fucking dad had more of a sense of humor than his kid did.
He's a little tweed.
Kim Jong Un is just disappointed that Dennis Rodman's dick wasn't as big as he thought it was, and it was in his ass. He's going, "This isn't nothing. I get fists in my ass." I fucking stupid.
You won't let me eat the
Fuck that
fucking
guy.
maple syrup off your butt crack. What the hell?
I mean,
Yeah, but did you see
wanna
where you
talk
take one of those marshmallow
I don't know
rabbits?
what you're talking about.
Hey,
you
you've
talk-
seen those
talk about
Christmas
the
marshmallow
peeps?
rabbits?
The peep type
Hold on,
thing.
you mean a peep?
I don't know what. No, not a peep. It's a
It's like a
marshmallow.
peep, though
No,
it's a
no,
rabbit.
no. It's not got sugar coated. It's a marshmallow rabbit that's about so tall.
Now we have
They-
marshmallow Christmas rabbits.
Shut.
Just shut the fuck up.
I just want to get my mind around this.
Okay.
He wants to get his ass around
Somebody
it.
says you take a. They say if you take one of those marshmallow rabbits and you squish it down, it looks like Kim Jong Un. And they showed the picture of it. And, you know what? It does. His face.
We better watch it. He's going to attack Dixon Cider Show now.
But it was really kind of funny.
right,
I
so-
don't even know where I saw it, but it was so funny as hell.
Tank's watching,
What up, Tank?
and he sent us the Tone Jones Black America Original Sound Click. You're Maticulous.
Mm-hmm.
This would be your MySpace link.
SoundCloud probably.
Yeah,
or SoundClick.
SoundClick it is.
Okay.
I don't even know when the last time I updated that one is either. There's so many damn sites.
I think it
I
was.
know,
I think it was a song
I
on
think,
MySpace that you were talking about.
I think
Oh,
that's the
the
first
MySpace
time I ever heard of the sound click.
SoundClick's a big.
it's-
It was one of the original platforms for producers mainly.
Kyle
for
Sparks
selling
has the
beats
same thing.
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that.
All right.
But
Do you know Kyle Sparks, Infamous?
the name sounds familiar.
He's out of Port Edwards. He's friends with Robert.
No, he's out of Nakusa.
Nakusa. That's what I said.
The name sounds familiar. I don't.
I think you guys should hit it up and get along. I'd like to get both of you
He
guys
does.
here at the
He
same
does
time.
He does a lot of his own stuff too. He does his own writing, his own music. He does everything himself. But he just loves doing it, you know. And
Well, I love doing it too. But
It
I'm
does.
not talking about that kind of
So
doing it.
ridiculous.
damn it.
if you don't mind,
That's it. That's it. Right
we're
there.
gonna play.
Show him.
It does.
It does look like him. I was trying to find it and I couldn't
Oh,
find
hell,
I
I hunger
just
for
typed
Kim
in
Jong
Kim
Il.
Jong Un marshmallow.
it. Okay,
That's
there
what
it
I
is.
typed
Jeez.
It's funny as hell. Doesn't it look like him?
Yeah, it
though?
does. It does. He's got the short eyes too.
All right, now I know you're here. I just want to play you a sample of his music that Robert gave me a link to. I guess nobody else has this stuff. So
Okay.
No, it's actually that's a personal link that he has. Yeah, he only shares.
Keeping it real.
Yeah.
It's all about the music.
Alright, man. I want you to sit back real quick. Listen up. Tell me what you hear. Just listen.
No gimmick.
Music? Nah, man. That's heart and soul right there, baby.
he does his own
Hip-hop.
stuff.
This ain't no genre. This is the culture. This is the way I live. And I'ma tell you what I think about it. This is who I am. Listen. I recall when I was 12, I used to write poems talking about emotions that I had and how my life's going. Then I evolved from the pages I write, sinning all to show me the ways of my life. The days and the nights emerged in one breath. I looked to the sky and asked God, well, what's next? And then it hit me.
I know I couldn't hear.
It was really loud.
That's why I had to take my headset off.
Well, it's just so hard trying to get that. I don't have my headsets on, so trying to get the volume where we can talk and hear the music. But yeah, that's what he does, and it'd be nice to kind of get both you guys together, maybe kind of collaborate and talk and stuff. So, but you know, we talk to a lot of people that do hip hop and rap, and it's surprising because a lot of us don't listen to that on our daily life. You know, I'm a '90s alternative kind of guy, but I listen to that stuff in the background. I you know, your album, I listen to it quite a bit actually because when I'm down here, it gets me going, it moves me, it keeps me going. So I enjoy it thoroughly.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I always like working with other people. The only thing that I suggest, some people don't understand the whole bugging concept. You know what I mean? Like to me, like say if I'm trying to network with somebody and I'll hit them up, say, hey, let's work, let's do something. You know, but then they constantly hitting you up like, when you want to do it now? You want to do it now? You want to do it now? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that to me is just makes me not want to work with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm not saying I'm the best and all this and that. I don't look at it like that. You know, but there's certain aspects to keeping it professional as far as whether you're doing it for fun or not. There's people got their own lives. You know, they got to work on certain times or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But
yeah, time is precious when you're doing multiple things.
There's a lot of times that I want to work with somebody, but it turns into more of a bugging than anything. You know, like let's do it now. Let's do it now. I'm free right now. And it's like, okay, well, let's set something up for, say next week, this date or whatever, or whenever it's good for you. Then that time comes and either they flake or, and okay, I don't want to work with you no more because obviously you flake.
Or
already,
you lose that flame, that fire. You're like, oh, I've got this now. I want to get this going. Let's do it today or tomorrow. And next thing you know, you're like, oh, fuck it. I'm really not good right now.
Music especially is a big, on the moment. If you're not feeling it, you're not going to create nothing that you like.
And then the worst part of it is trying to get two artists to click at the exact same time. That's kind of hard.
Well, you got to spend your time together.
When one's ready to do it, to write things or whatever, the other one's not feeling it.
Speaking of another artist, let's get back to the JP thing. You guys have been friends for a while. You've been around. You went out to California, did your thing, kind of hit Vegas a little bit, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, went out to Vegas. Yeah.
And then with JP, what's JP up doing? What's he doing? Where's he at right now?
Working.
Well, but he's back here in Wisconsin with you, or is he out about?
No, he only came out by me for, I think, like a month, something like that. Is about how long he stayed out there before he came back over here. So, back here now. Now it's okay. We're back to where basically we started.
Yeah.
Now it's a matter of taking our knowledge, what we've learned, and what we've done or tried to establish so far, and trying to build off of it. That's pretty much where I'm at right now.
So why the fuck would you come all the way to central Cow Hump, Wisconsin to do this?
You know what? In my head,
with Madison, Milwaukee, Green Bay, La Crosse, Eau Claire, those Minneapolis seems a lot more.
Yeah, if I could afford it, I would. You know what I mean?
Right.
But basically, the only reason why I even moved back right now was because I was at a job for 6 years that was paying real good. I can't complain about that money.
Yeah.
And I got laid off. I was getting laid off. And my daughter is here. My daughter's always lived here, and she lives out in Rome.
Okay.
And I don't like just having her over for summer or having to come all the way over here to spend 2 weeks with her or whatever. You know what I mean? With a work schedule, you're getting your vacation, and that's what you're using,
Yeah.
And it was my opportunity to come back. Basically, we're getting laid off? Oh, okay, yeah. I'll take the unemployment and go, that'll be that. And I had a house out there, which I bought on a short sale and flipped it for double out there and made that money and came over here and bought a house for cash, and that's that.
There you go.
I'm back here where I don't have to, my overhead's not big. It's not nothing that I can't go and scrunge up to collect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not at Social Security level.
I'll take Social Security money, though. Give it to me. I mean, it was just an opportunity for me to actually come back here. And me, I want to see more in this area for hip-hop and rap. You know what I mean? I want to see it do bigger, so it's not... I got to go to Minneapolis to do a show, or I got to go to Madison to do a successful show. You know what I mean? I don't want that. I want to. There's plenty of stuff around, resources around here. If everybody would work together, you know what I mean. There's a lot. I know there's a lot of people that don't want it, or they don't. Maybe they see. Okay, they fear the competition rather than embracing it and working with it. You know what I mean? To build something bigger.
What's it going to do for me, or how am I going to make money on it? I hate that question. How do you make money on it?
Well, if you use their venue for something, you're going to bring in people, and what's the big deal? I mean, you're good at what you do. Get that out there. There are people that do like it.
Yep. Exactly.
And they might be surprised. They probably will enjoy it.
Yeah. Because.
If
JP's
you build
dad,
it, they will come.
I don't know if you guys know JP's dad, Tom Striegel. He owns Holly Rocks.
Oh, yeah.
And, we've played there plenty of times, and
I love Holly Rocks.
Yeah, good place, and we're trying to work out something where we can get in there and do a show this year, sometime.
Yeah.
Try and do something for the locals to come out. I know, I don't know the venue yet. But February 7th, we'll be in Point performing. I just don't know where.
Oh, you gotta let us know. We'll show up. Definitely.
But
I'll take a fucking vacation day for that.
I'll go.
Yeah, you guys know Audio Alliance? They're promotional venue thrower or whatever. But yeah, Timo.
They must do they go around and find the venues for you guys to play and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of like not a manager, but a
promoter,
bookie,
like a promoter.
Yeah, bookie. Yeah, they they throw shows all over. From my understanding, Madison is their big one, and then they go to Minneapolis and they do stuff in Point and stuff like that. So,
they basically do all the legwork for you. You just show up.
Yeah, they book you if you're a good performer or whatever. I'm sure.
I know the Rave does a lot of rap stuff too. That would be a good place to go, and that's a huge venue.
The thing that really discourages me, I didn't see it so much back when I was actually making moves in 07, 08, time frame, and doing a lot of shows. But nowadays, it seems like since around that time, there's a lot of pay-to-plays. The promoters are trying to make their money on a venue, which, okay, I agree. You make money. You make money by throwing a show. But I've seen it where they'll hit me up for a show, like out in California. Mm-hmm. Hey, you want to come to Tucson and do a show, or you want to come to Denver and do a show? $500 for what? Well, to play. For what? We'll give you 10 minutes. You get I gotta book a flight, motherfucker. I gotta book a flight or drive out there. You know what I mean? And
that costs more than that.
Give you well, either there you could sell these tickets. I understand the whole selling ticket things, but not everybody is going to get somebody that comes to a show on a Tuesday night. You know what I mean? Yeah. When the rest of your fan base is working. You know what I mean? Or something like that, Or got to go to work early Wednesday morning, or something like that. I don't know, around here, maybe weekends or something like that.
Weekends work out for people a lot better.
Yeah, they do. But the promoters that are sitting there trying to get rich off of the hungry artists or the ones that are trying to do something, that's what really irks me, But
I would have been the same way. $500 for nothing.
Yeah,
you gonna pay for my plane ticket?
I remember, I did a with that Pop That Ass. We did it on a coast to coast event. They were going a couple major cities trying to do a tour thing.
Yeah.
And I submitted the Pop That Ass to it. They accepted it, and they said, "Here, go have people vote for you on this site." So I did that, and they sent me an email saying, "You've hit enough votes. We want to invite you to the event. Call this number for more details." Right there, I had the feeling like, okay, what am I getting into now? I called them up, and the guy basically was like, "Yeah, it's a big event. We haven't been out to LA yet, but this is our first time. So, we want you to bring," I don't remember if it was 100 tickets or something, like they wanted 100 tickets with $1,000 deposit. Oh. One song. I could only perform that song.
Wow.
And they wanted, basically, I give them $1,000. They give me 100 tickets. I sell them for $10 each and make my money back. No, fuck no. You know what I mean? Like, I agree with, okay, you want, say it's a venue where you're bringing in, say, 5 or 6 local artists or something.
Yeah.
And you want them to bring people in. Yeah, okay, here's 10 tickets. Go sell them or go give them away or whatever. But $1,000 for one song, no.
They're limiting you to what you want to do. You want to get more stuff out there, not just one song.
Exactly.
Well, that song. Yeah, I knew there was gonna be a catch on something like that. Yeah. Just the way you made it sound too good to be true.
Oh yeah.
Usually they say that.
A vote's got me in the show. Votes got me in the show. Okay, boom.
Yeah, this the way they try to get people. It's like they try to hook you with something that sounds really awesome.
Yeah.
But then again, if you don't listen to them all the way or read the fine print, you're kind of screwing yourself.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them venues that I turned down, and I wasn't mad at turning them down. I was mad more or less
because they're only out there to make money for themselves. Exactly. They don't give a shit about the artists.
And then they let anybody perform. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's
which saturates. It totally just takes away from the whole music scene. Man, I went to this show that this company threw. Whatever the name of the promotional company, they threw a show, and it was 10 fucking artists, for 4 hours of nothing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, basically, I just wanted to get out of there. I went to them shows, so I know I'm not paying $10 to get in there or $20 to get in there just because you got one headliner. I'm not doing it, And it ruins it. As big as a fan, supporter, and everything, it ruins it for me, too, because now I don't want to go and watch 4 opening acts that fucking suck, you know. And, I mean, there's a line where it's like, okay, they're good, they got talent, or they're just on the stage just.
That's kind of like going to a comedy show, and the main act is worse than the 4 or 5 little ones, and they're better than the big title one.
Because it seems like you're basically buying your way into a show, you know, to do a show, you know. And
they think they're helping you out by getting you on stage.
And all it is they're taking.
Don't give a fuck.
You know what? There's a lot cheaper ways to embarrass yourself.
It's sad that they lost. Like, it's people that don't even like music that are getting into the field of whether they're booking bands or whatever. They're not a true fan.
No. It's the money. That's all it is.
I don't got a job. I need some money.
And that's funny that you bring that up, because
you know?
it's something that I've been throwing around in my head is trying to be a bookie for talent around the area.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of owners of the businesses, and it's like, you know, this would be good here.
Yes.
You should try this out, you know, and it'd be nice to book it all. And I mean, even like with Keith Monville and Time to Kill, they were contacting me like, hey, you should help us set up here, here, and here. And I'm like, if I had the time, I fucking would. And I've been throwing it around going, how could I make this happen? You know, because I know like 5 or 6 different venues. It'd be like, hey, we can get these guys in. We do a cheap rate, get them in. They bring people in. We'll bring them in again. Then you can pay them more, bring more people in. I mean, it just seems like something to do, you know, because you want to spread that talent. It's something this whole
and there's so
podcast
much
is
talent
about.
around here. I know there's a lot of talent. I'm not
ton.
just talking rap, hip hop, nothing like that.
It's just all around.
Anything, rock and roll, even cover bands that could probably write their own stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of it around here. If we could get a community involved, you know what I mean? And
you need a nucleus to all that.
you know, I was talking to my wife. I actually want to start. I moved here in October, so I didn't really have the time to do it. But I want to do something for next year and set something up for a back-to-school giveaways. And, like, I'm not talking a little event. I'm talking Port Edwards, Nakusa, Point, Plover, Rapids, all in one, or maybe 2 different locations or whatever.
Different county ways.
And do something where we're giving back. You know what I mean? I don't care if it's my own money that I'm spending on it. You know what I mean? But
well, we have
doing
something
like that.
We have something
Turkey
that
giveaways.
we try to promote, and that's the Safe Ride program, which is a free ride home from a bar if you're drunk.
Yeah.
So all you gotta do is call them up, and they give you a free ride home.
Yeah, and that's good.
And for $5, you can get a ride, and they'll take your car home too. So I mean, it's a benefit.
Yeah.
But just trying to promote safe driving, you know, safe drinking responsibly. So it's one of the things that we've been working on, and we were talking the other night about possibly doing either this year or next year doing a larger show where we're trying to raise money.
Yeah.
We're trying to raise a lot more money for them.
So we'd be getting like different musical acts in, and people can come and, you know, they pay their money at the door to get in and see it, but all that money goes to that.
It's going to that
We don't take any of it.
And especially when we can get some of the local bars involved, like
like Tavern Leagues.
Like Tavern Leagues, because the Tavern Leagues is Mulligan's is the one that actually started supporting, or what started the Safe Ride program. Because Jen from Mulligan's, she is a Safe Ride. She's the one that started the whole thing and got it going and everything else. And then it went through Wood County Tavern League, and now it's in the Portage County. You know, so it's actually getting around bigger and bigger. Yeah. And you know, we have a
what sponsor representative?
We're doing a show with the Safe Ride this year. For the Cranberry Fest.
Okay.
We're going to be live right out in front of Mulligan's during that weekend of the Cranberry Fest, where they're actually sponsoring us to be there. And they're actually, you know, so I mean, which is really kind of nice because we've been doing this now for the last couple of years now. We've been helping them doing this, all these little things that we've been doing. So, you know, like you were saying, you try to get all the different all the different taverns that's part of the Tavern League that uses the Safe Ride program, get them all together. And I mean, God, we could go to a park. It's
Lions
Lions or Riverview Park,
well,
or not Riverview Park, Robinson Park.
Robinson, maybe.
You know, because that's central located.
You're looking at Wood County, Portage County. You wouldn't be able to do down over here
that's
by
I said.
Iverson because
no, but I mean,
that costs way too much.
Well, that's
money.
what I said. But for like Wood County, we can do like Robinson Park because you know you can get everybody, you know. Mainly because it started here, generated right there in Rapids.
Yeah,
so
it's a charitable event. Yeah. It's not like we're trying to make money.
Yeah,
on it,
yeah,
you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
If anything, if we could get sponsorships out of it for ourselves, that'd be perfect.
But you know, you've seen on TV just this holiday season where you see they have certain other areas that have a Safe Ride program, And they say, well, if you're going to go out to drink, use the Safe Ride program. Especially up in Wausau, they have another one up there, but it's not called the Safe Ride program. It's a Safe Program Ride or something like this. It's a little different, but it's basically the same concept.
So they can get their money.
But I mean, I saw it on Channel 9 where they turned around and said for this holiday season, drive safe. If you don't drink and drive, if you are going to drink, please use a Safe Program Ride or whatever it was. And I thought it was pretty cool.
I haven't gone out for New Year's in like 9 years.
Oh, I don't either.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons is because of the stupid driver.
Yeah.
But I don't know how many people this year I text. I said, hey, have a happy New Year. If you need a ride, call me.
Oh.
Because what's the point?
Yeah.
The one thing that's nice about this is if the Tavern League finally gets behind something like this and really pushes for it and tries to raise the money, you would think they'd want to, because the patrons that are coming to your bar, if they end up dead on the way home, they ain't coming back.
Nope.
And you ain't making no money. So you might want to help support these
killing
guys.
somebody else.
If they end up getting stopped and then losing license and
some of them don't. Some don't care about that, but
some don't. But some do and realize, well, I can't afford to go.
Exactly.
Especially when they're dropping $10,000 to $20,000 on getting their ass out of jail and going to
their
school and
insurance
redoing
going
everything
up
else. And I mean, eventually it's going to
Six
cost.
knows what that's all about.
Eventually it's going to cost.
I
money.
know the hard way. Yeah.
It's eventually going to cost a lot of money.
It's not fun.
Yeah. A lot of money there.
But so we're kind of on the same page when it comes to promoting, trying to get shows together and doing stuff like that. So I mean, if you're going to be doing something down the line, let us know.
Yeah,
and we'll do
you
a
guys same to
weekend.
me too.
Yeah.
I am looking at it as like I'm new in the area.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I got to start fresh. I got to start fresh. I haven't been around.
Well, that's one of the things that we want to do is promote the local talent in this area. Whether you're a writer or a musician or an actor or actress, doesn't matter. We want to get your word out.
Any kind of talent.
Exactly.
Need to bring in Lana Turner and Ralphie May for one of these big events. Start the whole thing off for us.
We've got their number.
For real.
We were supposed to talk to her a couple weeks ago, but I had to work late, and she was busy, and she's like, this works out perfect. Don't worry about it. We'll get together again later, so it's no big deal. So she'll be on again. We got a lot of people lined up. Six and I sat down and wrote a list of people. We've already got 40.
You're
40,
actually on the list.
Yeah, so we got one down, 43 more to go, and 52
now
weeks
we
out
can
of
mark
the year.
you off.
Check.
There's our bucket list for the year.
Anytime you guys need me, man.
Yeah, we could sit and talk all day. We do have to try to bring it in and reel it in here. But again, thanks for showing up.
Hell yeah.
It's an honor for me to meet anybody that's got a musical talent, first of all.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
So
Appreciate you guys
thanks to
having me
Tank and Ice for bringing you up and bringing your name up, because I would have never heard of you otherwise probably. And
me neither. I just learned about you this morning when I got the text.
What was it? We went over to Tank's.
Yeah, you guys were going to go play horseshoes.
That's when it was horseshoes, and you were there, and it was actually pretty kind of cool.
Yeah, I remember because Les was in town. I was around 4th of July.
Yeah, Les was in town,
Yeah, and he's like, I got this album. You got to check it out. I like it. It's called Pop That Ass. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Coming out of your mouth? What?
While I'm pitching horseshoes, here, why don't you listen to Pop That Ass?
I had it on repeat like 8 times now. I like it.
Did you run it yet?
What, Pop That Ass?
Yeah.
I haven't played it yet. I was going to
come
put it at the beginning of the show. I mean, we can exit.
Okay, then
Well,
why don't you run
before we leave, we probably should find out if he has any contact information or anything you want out there.
We're getting there. I'm not there yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm not there yet.
I thought you were going to pull right out already.
Oh, no.
Jesus Christ.
No, it's not like that. This ain't no abrupt ending. But no, I just wanted to say thank you again. It's awesome.
Thank you
can
guys.
come back anytime you want, stuff like that. So, but other than that, we were talking about the Disc of Destiny before.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring that up now so people that
Disc
start listening.
of Destiny.
Okay.
The people that are going to start listening to the shows for the rest of the year, what they can expect.
Is that why there's one that doesn't have nothing on it?
That was Red Hot's.
We didn't have. We only could come up with so much.
So at our live show we did at Mulligan's for the Halloween, we did the Disc of Destiny basically. And they got to spin it and they had to try a trivial thing.
You want to say dick all the time.
I do.
He does.
It fits the show.
Dick of Destiny.
Yes, exactly. Because it's a dick, that fucking asshole.
Then buy a dick and put it on top.
I have a dick. It's right here.
Yeah, right. You can't fucking see that. I mean,
use it as the.
I can't staple
That's
you
what
to
he
the
was
board.
gonna do.
Yes, nice. I can't staple you to the board.
yeah. It'd be bigger than that.
Well, yeah, that's going to be something new we're going to try this year to see how it works out.
So basically, the wheel's got 12 wedges.
gonna-
You can see it right over here in the corner behind my head here. But it's got 12 wedges, and there's 12 different topics. And what we're going to do for the rest of the year, other than when we have guests, is the Disc of Destiny is going to pick our future. And we're going to spin it 5 times before the show. And and then that's what our show is going to be based off of. So we have a little bit of trivia on there. We got like headlines and topics, and
but we're still going to
conversational pieces.
Have
like
the
that.
Normal weekly things like he does, his top tens and other things too. Your sports segment and everything else. So hopefully this thing will actually work out pretty damn good.
So we have an intro to that then?
I've been working on something.
Okay.
We came up with the name on Saturday. Actually, Friday night.
Are we
going to
do that new lampoon that in my rear? No,
You're talking about the
probe.
The probe one with
getting probed again.
Whenever you want to do it, we just got to find time to actually sit down and get this thing done.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's gonna move his car real quick. He'll be right back. The plow's coming through, and I guess he's getting pissed because the truck's in the way. So.
Oh my God.
That was what all the commotion was about. But so he's gonna move that. But yeah, back to the Disc of Destiny. Well, we're gonna do that, and eventually, that'll just bring up the topics. And you're gonna still do your top tens?
Well,
not today, but I mean, you're gonna do your top tens?
Well, I can, but I also like the day in history thing.
Okay.
Is
Today
that
in
on
history,
there?
we can put that on there.
Put that in there. But it's not going to be something every time.
show.
It's just going to be whatever the disc stops on.
Day in history is not that long either.
Well, then you can keep that as your normal deal.
Regular segment,
Everyday thing.
I just didn't want to
put
take
Irv's Mind Jack on there because we don't always do it, and it'd only be nice if it pops up. So
when I was talking to him on Friday when we got this pod room put together again, it's like I really don't want to take away from anybody else's stuff either.
Oh, you got Today in History? Today in
History.
Depends on where I go.
Oh, well, get your shit together. We're talking here.
I forgot.
You forgot.
You just wanted to
I
play
can't
it.
read it really from that far,
Well,
though.
then move your mic closer. You got enough cord. Seriously. Yeah.
You should get. You know what we should do? I saw one of these
Pull out a
like
little more.
magnifying sheets. We should put that on top of your
It's
screen.
not that. It's like I have to completely turn my whole body to look at this.
Well, you
instead
don't
of
have
just
to put
looking
your
up at
computer
it.
there. You can move it in front of you.
But,
that's why I plugged it in the way I did.
This wasn't the one I saw it on.
Okay. Well, back to the Disc of Destiny. When you figure that shit out, we'll do it again. I thought it was just a cool idea. Just something different. Try something different this year. We always have problems sometimes finding things to talk about or what we're going to do, so we're going to let that thing pick it.
And the funny thing is, this wasn't supposed to determine all the content for the show. It was just supposed to determine what I chose for my segments, basically.
Yeah.
That's what the whole idea was for that.
Yeah.
But if we can use it for everybody, we'll go ahead and use it and abuse it and do it again, whatever.
Exactly. Well, and it's the fun part about it. We created the board and we have some fun with it. Might as well use it.
So
right?
what's on there for
Well, topic 6. Can you read those topics? I
We got your weird laws. If you want to come up with a bunch of weird laws, it doesn't have to be just Wisconsin. It could be all over the world, whatever.
Maybe planetary.
It could be on Mars. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, thank you.
Irv's Mind Jack. Dicks Against Humanity. That won't be something every time. It's just whatever it falls
If
on.
it falls
so
on, we're doing Dicks
gonna have
Against
to do
Humanity. Got it? There ain't no
What is
objections.
Pass the Pop?
That's a trivia game, movie
Pass
based.
the what?
Pass the popcorn.
That's actually the name of the games, but that's
Pass
a
the
movie
popcorn.
based one. Movie based.
That's the one where he had a list of things and he ran them off and we had to guess it by the time he got to the bottom.
whatever the movie was.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you got your strange stories of Wisconsin. It's gonna be like paranormal stuff, strange creatures, weird headlines that kind of went under the radar.
Speaking of, we got to talk about what we learned about Mulligans and the haunted house thing.
Oh yeah.
Keep going.
And we got the Star Wars. Normally the Star Wars trivia.
Yeah.
Always got to have that.
More movie trivia. Some more just trivia for like geography and sports and shit like that, nature. And there's more than that on there. Basically, there's like a couple that are more trivia based, like the whole Trivial Pursuit type
Trivial
stuff.
Pursuit, yeah.
And you just got just just finish it off with the last 2 trivia deals. That's what, it's a lot of trivia on there.
Well, it's near on
Smart
Napalm stuff.
asses.
Smartass is the one with where you have to guess.
You got to who am I? What am I? Where am I? Those cards.
Where am I? I'm a city in Belize.
I just thought Irv was just going to be a smart ass all day long.
Well, he usually
That's
is.
every fucking show.
That's every day.
But we have a wedge open too, so we got to figure out what we're going to put on there.
Yeah, we have an open wedge, so we got to find another topic. But we were at Mulligan's picking up 3 months later, we're picking up some of the Halloween shit. And Six and I were talking to Jen, and she told us that she had your paranormal friends come.
Yes, she did.
Did she tell you about that?
No.
Oh, she
I haven't
told
talked
us
to her.
about
I
it.
haven't talked to her yet.
Well, I guess they
about
came in, and what they ended up doing is they took some Halloween decorations and started decorating the basement, and they were talking and doing their thing, and they took the EVP and video recording and audio recording and stuff like that. They captured 2 different orbs, and they captured a male voice saying "shut up" in the basement of Mulligan's. And
it was probably pissed off during our Halloween show.
They haven't done their full report because of the holidays and stuff, but I guess they're going to get back to her about the full report. But they actually had Jen look at the video footage and listen to the audio footage.
That'd be kind of
awesome.
She
was telling us all about it. So we got to get, they're on our list for the show, so you got to talk to them.
Whisper?
Yeah, you got to talk to them. We got to get them on.
That's their company's Whisper.
You know, I even was telling Irv about this too when we were sitting. I says, man, we should go down in the brewery down in the basement and do a little EVP session of our own.
Maybe after today's show, I'll be going to the Point Brewery to talk to Gabe, or maybe on Wednesday, depending upon his time, to talk about when we can set that up. So our New Year's resolution this year is if we say something or mention it, we're going to try our hardest to make it happen.
Yeah.
Because I'm sick of saying we got to do this, and then we fucking never do it. So, like the zombie run, I still want to do that fucking thing.
Well, I don't think they're ever going to
It
stop
goes on
doing
every year.
I know.
In 7 different locations.
And you don't have to run. You can walk if you want.
Yeah. If you want to die, too.
Fat guys don't run.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Are you talking about yourself?
Yep.
Because I wasn't saying
So
it.
that's kind of our outlook for this year's podcast.
So that's our new motto?
What? We're going to do what we say we do?
Do what we say
That's
we're
always
gonna
been
do?
our motto. It's just we never
No,
follow
not really.
through.
Not really.
Try.
Hey, we've done quite a bit in 3.5 years, man.
Pretty sure the motto before, well, it still is if you don't like what you hear, just shut your fucking ears.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's our motto. If you don't like what you hear, shut your fucking ears.
I don't know. I've always liked going to see Allie, though.
See Allie?
When we went down to
She's
Madison
going
to see
She's
Allie.
moving to Las Vegas now. She's leaving Pittsburgh and going to Las Vegas.
She's probably making more money there.
She just moved yesterday, I believe.
Vegas is a good
house.
spot to go.
She took a picture of her her outlet and said, "This will be my last picture with a white outlet."
Living out there.
Yeah, but she didn't put the Dixon Cider.
You know, I
show
wouldn't.
outlet on there yet.
That was a gay
Oh,
gift.
well,
I
she
told her
still
that.
should do it.
I asked her. I said, "Are you picking your apartments by the type of outlets they have?"
Well, I guess cheaper out there.
Okay.
In that area.
Well, I heard that if you go to like to Vegas, they just basically want you to spend your money on either the acts or the gambling aspect. You can get like all the seafood for like barely anything.
No,
Like
some of the
steak
buffets are pretty cheap. Yeah.
Food is pretty. Yeah, but
Yeah,
you don't want to drink there. I mean, it's $8 a bottle of beer.
Yeah,
it's like going to a game.
Cost of living there
Football
is
game.
high, but I guess the
Oh man, you
house
said it
is
wasn't.
cheap.
Living over there
You
is
said it's
pretty
pretty good.
Yeah, I
You
was
said.
gonna say like buying a house is cheap nowadays.
Yeah, especially since the crash and everything. Everything's cheaper over there now.
Especially when it snowed this year over there.
Did it really snow in Vegas?
Yeah, they got snow before.
They had
before
snow
this
cover
God
in
damn,
the desert.
You gotta love
snow
climate
cover.
change, man. People
Well.
are finally getting what we get.
So they have
Only
to
not
do-
for months at a time.
Yeah.
It's 4 to 5 months out of the year.
not freezing our asses off.
Wait till the rest of the week. It's
Negatives.
cold as.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's about
Fuck.
time. We've had a pretty mild winter though. Can't
Yeah.
complain.
Your dick will be like the turtle. It won't come out until it gets warm.
It's already that way. My wife's vagina's frigid as shit.
It'd be like I am the Zohan who'll be in the bush.
Yeah,
Be hiding up
in the
inside.
All right. Well, normally for us, you just check us out at DixonCiderShow.com. Go to PodGodsNetwork.com. Like everything, listen to everything, share everything. Where can we find you?
HoodieStyleTV.com, whoismaticulous.com. They all link to the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, HoodieStyle.net.
Hit up our Facebook page. We just posted the link. If you like what you hear, make sure you search our page for that too. And I guess what is this when we say it's time to pull out?
I guess.
All right,
if we're going to pull out, we're done.
We're pulling out.
We're pulling out.
They did that on purpose.
All right. Thanks again, Maticulous. Come back anytime.
Thank you guys.
All right. Everybody have a good night. See you later.
Later, bye.